Welcome to Dolly Talk. How is everybody doing today? Oh, we have a action-packed final conclusion to this tar jousting. We will get started with in just a minute. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Paul. How you doing? Stream canceled. I know. Now hell is doing it to me. Scott. Scott's been following it very closely. Did a wow, thank you. Tracy, Erica. Mads is here. I kind of think wheelchair guy will lose, even that he deserves to lose, but I don't feel good about it because the other dude's so freaking annoying. Right? But we'll get to his cross today. Probably gonna skip closing because I don't think much happened there. God, where's my mustache all crooked? Jeez, bugging me. So we'll probably skip closing, just do some of the highlights for the testimony because everyone's getting fed up with this. Louise is here. Please hit the like. Yes. Thank you, guys. Hi, Hella. So, what the hell am I doing today? I don't even know.
You have to answer it.
I can't find it.
Okay, well, just make sure you understand the question.
Thank you. On the same page.
No, they're not on the same page.
Here we go. The top of page 7, right here. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Go to 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then right under here, it includes your claim that Mr. Hopkins screamed obscenities at you and your family, and that he drove his car aggressively towards you and your wife, correct?
With all due respect, it's not on this page. Here's the hostile, threatening email. Now you show me where on this page.
Oh, where's wheelchair guy
It's on
going?
the next page.
I had enough of this shit.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay. And did any of these comments about Hopkins cause you or your wife any embarrassment?
Absolutely.
The comments about what Mr. Hopkins did?
If your question is what Mr. Hopkins did that cause, or what he said that he did?
No. Let me repeat.
Okay. Sorry.
The comments in there that gave your side of the story, did those cause you embarrassment and cause you to lose friends?
Hopkins engaged in an
friends.
extensive campaign to intimidate, threaten, and coerce Goebel and his family. He screamed obscenities at him and his family when he was outside walking in the neighborhood. Goebel said in the protective order case document, Hopkins once drove his car aggressively. So your question is Mr. Hopkins...
My question is, did
he hurt your
the parts of the article that gave your side of the story, did those cause you stress and anxiety?
Well, if you want to parse that part out.
That's what I'm doing, yes.
Probably not.
And then if you go down there from there, a couple paragraphs, in fact, it talks about what we've heard about today, your claims that Hopkins threw bags of dog feces on the Goebel's lawn and asked his son Ryan to place trash along the Goebel's property line.
Yeah, that's on the same page. And yes, sir, that's on there.
Okay.
In there.
And then right below that, it talks about the problems that your daughter faced because of Mr. Hopkins' actions, correct?
Yes.
And then it goes down from there. It says Mason Mason Police patrolled the neighborhood at least 69 times between May 2020, when Hopkins began construction, and May 14, 2021, correct?
It says that in here, yes.
It says, and then it says, in that sentence finished, when Hopkins was arrested, according to police reports.
Yes, sir, I can't validate the truth to this, but this is what the article says.
Shocking.
Well,
Validate.
you are claiming that everything that was said about Hopkins in this article is true, correct?
No, sir, I never said that.
Well, does this not reflect the allegations that you've made today against Mr. Hopkins?
That's a different question, sir. Yes, it does reflect it.
And are you saying those aren't true?
I never said that.
All right, let me repeat the question then. Are you saying that what the allegations that are in the article about Hopkins, do you believe them to be true?
That's a different question, sir, and yes, I do.
I'd be so happy if that happened.
And then that last paragraph goes on to say the patrols were either in response to noise complaints or the extra police presence Goebel requested in the neighborhood in May 2020, correct?
It says that, yes.
Then it goes on to say that that Hopkins' claims of extortions were unfounded according to the Mason detective who investigated them, correct?
That's not on this page. Give me a minute. Maybe that's later.
Take your
If we have
time.
different copies, sir. So I won't-
Okay.
Is what you're referring to, Mason Detective Jeff Wisk completed his investigation into the extortion claims?
Correct.
Yes, that says that in there. Yes, sir.
And then it goes on to say it was also rejected by the prosecutors. Strike that. I think I misspoke. What it says is that that Judge Oda said the extortion scheme lacked merit, correct?
Warren County Common Pleas Judge Donald Oda wrote that Hopkins' arguments that Goebel, Grossman, and other police and government officials are involved in an elaborate extortion scheme, quote unquote here, lack merit, unquote, in an opinion filed May 20th this year. That's what it says. Is that what you're referring to?
Correct.
Yes, it says that.
And that's part of your evidence in this case here, right?
Yes.
And then right below that, it lists your alleged death threat, right?
Right below it, it says civil protection order against Hopkins after Hopkins threatened his life. Is that what you're referring to, sir?
Yes.
Yes, it lists that.
And it also indicates go down a few paragraphs. It says that Hopkins was arrested for complaints that he had backfired his car. I believe it's-
Bill
It
posted that
says-
in Discord.
talks
It's so
about how I
amazing.
spied on people. Talks about, I can't find it.
Goebel.
Ah,
Well, just a moment. Let me check here.
he's such a
What he's doing
spaz.
right now is saying, does this article say this? That's a yes or no question. Okay,
Yes, sir, if I can't find it.
if you can't find it, then say I can't find it.
Okay, I understand. Mr. Rice, please repeat the question. I can't find it.
I'll withdraw that question.
Oh, Phil, I love that.
And if you go down,
Thank you.
And this is on the website. Hopkins details his version of events, accuses Grossman of abusing his power as commissioner. His son Ryan posted the site in multiple Mason Facebook groups ahead of Grossman's Republican primary election, correct?
Almost word for word.
Okay, you can put that away. You test about
Yeah, just go and
about
clutter up the judge's desk.
the videos taken by your house system. Are the speakers for that system on the inside or the outside of the house?
They're outside in the camera itself.
Why couldn't this guy have ended up like Charlie Adelson?
Sir, I want to qualify that. It's not a speaker. I think it's a microphone is what you meant to say.
You're exactly right.
Okay.
Microphone. Thanks for correcting me.
Yes.
And you also testified that prior to the incident on May 8th, 2020, you and Tim Hopkins had a cordial relationship.
Yes, I sure felt so.
So you really had no reason to call the police to be there when you went up to see him for
Objection, Your Honor.
easement. Is that correct?
He can answer, overruled, he can answer the question.
May we approach?
Yes.
Judge's desk is all cluttered up from all the paperwork he's putting on it.
In my jury instructions, I will say, if what just happened happens, you can't speculate on what the answer to the question might have been. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And Mr. Goebel, can you find Exhibit 28 up there, the limited warranty deed?
I was never provided with that exhibit, sir.
Oh, okay.
Two.
Wait, Judge has gum?
While we're waiting, Mr. Goebel, did you have any easement restrictions on your house from your neighbor on the other side?
Tune.
I want to make sure I understand your question. Are you asking me?
Did your neighbor? Yeah, let me be clear. Did your neighbor have any restrictions as to what you could or couldn't do with your property?
No.
With your body? My property, my choice.
I believe you testified about this on direct examination.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and I just want to go over on paragraph 4.
Okay.
It says let me start with paragraph 1. It says, no improvements may be construction commenced on said real estate without the plans and specifications and a plan showing the location of the structure, including topography and finished grade elevation for same being first approved in writing by seller. Correct?
I'm sorry. You're saying that says it in paragraph 4?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a second section, paragraph 1 on page 1.
No disrespect. I swear I don't see it on this.
No problem.
Oh my God.
Paragraph 1's there. Paragraph 1.
I thought you said 4. Did you say 4?
I'm just going to insinuate a lot of business.
Okay, I did not hear that. All right. Could you please repeat your question?
Sure. And paragraph 1 says, no improvements may be construed or construction commenced on said real estate without the plans and specifications and a plan showing the location of the structure, including topography and finished grade elevation for same having first been approved in writing by the seller.
Yes, that's half of the paragraph. It says that.
Right. And it says that, so that's you. So it basically says that no improvements can be done without your approval.
I don't know if I go that far. What if he painted his house? That wouldn't include that.
Okay.
Is that fair?
If they wanted to paint your house, so that wasn't part of your restriction?
I'm sorry. To answer your question, which I should have at first, and I apologize to the court.
Yeah, you
I don't
should
believe
have.
it says every improvement.
Okay. Well, let's go down to 4. It talks
Just
about
ones
some
I don't
specifics
like.
there, correct?
It does in
It says
4.
the location of all recreational commitment of a permanent nature, including without limitation, swing/slide/play sets, gym equipment, trampoline and playhouses and swimming pools shall be approved in writing by grantor prior to installation, correct?
That's what it says.
And you were the one, well, you and Diane are the ones that had final say on what would happen on that property in regard to what's listed in this deed.
I believe Diane's name's are 1 second, sir. Yes, Diane's name's on it. So Diane and I would have final say in that. Yes.
And Joe, did you get permission from the Heritage Association, Homeowners Association, to put this easement on the property?
You're asking me a question that the
Sure,
attorney that drew it
Christine,
up
go ahead.
would be able to answer, not me.
Okay, so you don't know one way or the other whether that was done?
That's my answer, yes.
And you spoke about the lights that were on Mr. Hopkins' property,
Yesterday.
and we saw that one video at night.
Yes, sir.
Did you take any, you said one of them was up on a post or something?
Okay. My answer to that question is, it started with 1, 2, the third one was much higher. Is it on a post and a tree? I don't go on his property. So I just know it's higher. And
Were you able to see it?
Oh, I saw that intense light.
No,
Yes.
during the day, were you able to see the lights?
He left them on during the day sometimes, yes.
Okay. And were you able to see them when they were turned off?
Well, if the light's turned off, how do you see it?
Well, the bulb, the fixture.
I don't make, I'm not being facetious or sarcastic. I don't make it a habit to look
You're
at
just being a dick.
light bulbs that aren't on.
Okay, my question, did you ever take any photos of those to present here at court?
Of the lights when they're off?
The lights themselves.
Oh, there's plenty of photos. Summer exhibits that show these lights, intense spotlights beaming into my house. Yes, I have photos.
And it's your testimony that those weren't motion lights?
100% sure that was not, he may have had motion lights in addition. The ones that were beaming those intense beams were not motion lights.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So they could be.
You testified
You're 100%
on
sure
direct
it's your
about your
opinion.
relationship with Bernie Curlman, correct?
1 minute, sir. Yes, yesterday I did.
Okay. And you talked about the fact that he built your house in Mason, correct?
He did build my house in Mason, yes.
And then you bought the lot next door from him as well?
I did, yes.
And then you sold it back to him?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And is that the extent of your relationship with Mr. Curlman?
Other than waving and saying hi,
Have you seen my mom?
I may have seen him between 2007 and to say hi or whatever. I that's a long time ago, sir. I don't believe I had any thing other than just like with you, just to, hello.
Isn't it true that he built your first house as well?
No. My first house was built by Camden Homes.
Oh, Camden Homes, you say.
We'll get back to that subject. And you mentioned Rich Knott, correct?
Yesterday, I did mention that name, yes.
And he tried to work out an agreement at the outset between you and Mr. Hopkins, right?
I can't answer yes or no to that. What he tried to do is to open lines of communication that Mr. Hopkins cut
Make
off.
love to you.
Then, when we talked, he did try to say, what would it take for Kenny, to his words, to get his project done. So if you want to call that work out an agreement, it didn't go very far, but he did initiate talks.
So in your opinion, he didn't do much to move the ball along?
Define much.
Do you believe he was helpful in this situation?
Well, I believe he tried. I believe he tried and laid some groundwork down. And I said, go to Mr. Hopkins and see what we can do here. I just have to have quiet, have to have some quiet hours. And that was, in my opinion, main obstacle of getting anything done. I wanted quiet to get sleep for my health. I made it clear. It's all in the emails between Rich, not me, and I believe, I know, with ones with Mr. Hopkins. When Rich not opened the lines of communication, it was all about quiet. And Mr. Hopkins said no.
Mr. Goebel, I hate to cut you off, but again, as Your Honor and I said, please concentrate on the questions.
Yes.
Well, isn't it true you referred to him in regards to negotiations as a wizard?
That's out of context.
Is it?
How,
Did you
what
refer to him as a
context
wizard
is
in
there?
regard to the negotiations? Yes or no?
I referred to him as a wizard, not in negotiations.
Okay.
Are you playing Dungeons
Do you remember
and
texting him
Dragons?
and saying, I think
wanna
it could even
cast
be
him in
worked
your
out this
Harry Potter
evening with the three of
erotica?
us without the darn lawyers?
Right.
Very possible I said that. It all came down, was Mr. Hopkins willing to be
My
quiet?
question is, sir, do you recall sending him that text?
To answer your question, do I recall? It wouldn't surprise me if it was sent, but do I recall? No.
Do you recall telling him that you planned on moving out of the house before 4 years and as soon as 2?
Yes, and that was my plan.
And you looked at, I believe, the settlement plaintiff's number 37 in regarding the settlement you reached with the lawyers later on to pay you $54,000. Do you remember that, Exhibit 37?
So
Lord.
specifically, there was $54,000 that the lawyers worked out.
Guy's more
Can you repeat
shady
your-
than David.
Yeah, do you recall looking at that settlement document?
Yes, I do.
And it included a consent by Mr. Hopkins to the protective order as well, correct?
That's correct. 5 years.
But there's nothing in there about Mr. Hopkins agreeing that there was a death threat, correct?
I'd have to read it. I don't know the answer to your question.
Is it in front of you there? 37.
I have 28 in front of me.
Okay, well, I was asking about 37. Go ahead, just make yourself at home. It's your courtroom. Judge is just a guest in your courtroom.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Do you mind if I just, take up some more of your desk?
There's no number 37 up here, Mr. Rice.
Can I go ahead and store some documents at your house as well?
It's a pretty simple question. Did he ever do that?
Yeah, but if I answer no, and it's in that document, is it a perjury? I'm scared. I don't want to do it.
Oh my God!
Give me the Kleenex. Did I knock it over? Thank you.
What the hell?
Did he ever do that?
Yeah, but if I answer no, and it's in that document, is it a perjury? I'm scared. I don't want to do it.
I'm scared. I don't want to be accused of perjury. I need a Kleenex. Did I knock it over when I was spazzing out? Oh.
I hand you a
Oh,
copy.
did I knock it over?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd ask you to take a look at that, see if there are any admissions of a death threat.
So the question I need to answer is there a death threat in this settlement agreement?
Is there any admission by Mr. Hopkins that he made a death threat, or is there any reference to death threat?
I understand. If you give me really 1 minute.
Take as much time as you need, sir.
He's going to, sir.
So let's stipulate that the death threat is not specifically referenced.
I don't see it in here. I read it very quickly, but I don't recall it being in there, so I'll say that's fine.
And I believe the counsel just said that he would stipulate that it's not in there.
Okay, very good.
And so what was the address of your home before you moved to the house in Hamilton?
I've never lived in Hamilton, Ohio.
Not Hamilton, Hamilton Street, right? I'm sorry.
How about his current home?
Yeah, your prior home,
The prior home to me, which was not my first home,
right? Your first home was a condominium, correct?
the first, if you call a condominium home, that was my first. And then
If
I've
you
had a
call a
Camden home.
condominium
Then
a
I think the one you're
home.
asking about was on 3588 Carpenter's Green Lane, Blue Ash, Ohio.
Okay, and you said that was not built by Bernie Croman.
That meaning my one that Camden built, no. Bernie, speed up. I did have a prior house with Bernie Croman. It was not my first house. I'm trying to answer you honestly.
Sure. So,
Dude.
then you testified earlier that the only house that Bernie Croman built for you is your current house.
I never testified to that, Mr. Rice. The house I had before the one in Mason, which is my second house, not my first, okay, was built by Bernie Curlman. So I think what you're asking,
Well, my question
This guy's
before
a
was,
spaz. He is so
please tell me
freaked
what
out.
your experience with Bernie Kerlman was. And you said he built my current house. I bought the lot from him. And aside from that, I waived a loan goodbye.
Objection, Your Honor.
that wasn't your question.
That's not.
Is that an adequate? I'm sorry.
Excuse me. The objection is sustained. If you want to ask the question in a different way, go ahead.
Okay. So in your prior testimony, your testimony about Mr. Coleman so far, and I asked you if you could explain the extent, your testimony had to do with the building of your current house and the purchase and sale of the lot next door, correct?
In my prior testimony, that is what I testified about, yes.
And do you want to add something now? Was there something else that you had an interaction with
Oh,
Mr.
he's
Coleman?
gonna freak out,
that
dude.
you want to
if
tell the
you
jury
ask him
about?
that.
Is your,
Objection to the characterization.
Perjury.
He just said, is there anything else you want to tell me? I think we have a bit of a misunderstanding here. When the question was asked earlier, he seems to have interpreted it as the previous house. But what you want to know is, did Mr. Curlman build a house for him before the one he's in?
yes, is that, okay, and with all due respect, Mr. Rice, if you would have asked it that way, I would have answered it. But you asked my first house, and that was my understanding. The house before
But not my
4171
condo,
Maxwell
'cause
Drive,
that's
which
not
is
a
my
house.
current residence, was a blue ash house that had the driveway right next to the bedroom. And Bernie Curlman indeed built that house, but it was not my first house. I'm just answering your question honestly.
Have you had 3 houses built for you?
Yeah, we keep having kids and they get small. So yes.
Where did you get the funds to buy the lot next door in addition to your current house?
Objection, Your Honor.
Relevance? Yes. Objecting as to relevance. How is that relevant where he got the money to buy?
Well, Your Honor, I think it goes to Mr. Hopkins' testimony in regard to concerns about the validity of the deal with Mr. Curlman.
I don't see any relevance. I sustain the objection.
And did Dr. Thomas advise you to let Diane handle contacts with Attorney Grossman?
The short answer is yes.
I let my wife fight my
Do you also
battles
remember
for
him
me.
telling you in a text message, there are always 2 sides to everything?
Who is him in that? Could you rephrase that, please?
Dr. Thomas.
Okay. Do I, please just repeat the question and use Dr. Thomas if I could ask, please? I don't understand your question.
I'll repeat. Do you recall Dr. Thomas telling you in a text message, quote, there are always 2 sides to everything?
I don't recall, but I certainly would,
Like
it
my
sounds like
sex
something he would
issues?
say, yes.
Do you recall him telling you, allow Diane to manage Grossman's contacts after 5 p.m.?
That is true, after 5 p.m.
Do you recall him texting you, saying, love yourself, Hopkins and Grossman don't love themselves?
Well, it's all you can do.
I don't recall that, no, but again, you don't even have to show me. It sounds like something Dr. Thomas would say.
Well, I'll show you.
Sure. Where are you? Highlight, okay.
And those are from the doctor's notes.
Correct. When, no, his
The
progress.
question is,
Yeah,
does
it
it say
says
that I
that.
quoted?
It says that.
You counsel, is that part of
Yeah, that's
exhibit?
what your exhibit 14.
Thank you.
And I believe you testified near the end about a Clint Eastwood, was it a cutout with a gun?
It's the
Yes or
cardboard
no? Yes or no?
cutout.
Okay.
Yes.
And it was, and did Mr. Hopkins ever threaten you with a gun?
No,
Did he ever come uninvited onto your property?
no, no, short answer.
And in fact, since he moved away in 2021, the only time you've ever
Short answer,
laid
no.
eyes on him is in court proceedings, correct?
Correct.
And he moved out of Mason entirely, correct?
I don't know where he moved.
And did you tell Dr. Thomas that you used to walk around with a gun in your pocket with one in the chamber?
Oh,
Yes or no, sir?
Jesus.
Okay. Did I tell Dr. Thomas that I used to walk around with a gun in my pocket with one in the chamber?
Or you're just happy to see me?
Not exactly.
Okay, so if that was in Dr. Thomas's notes, that would be another mistake on his part.
Well, this guy knows
Yes,
about
sir.
accidental
It's
discharge.
extremely close, but it's not word for word of what I said.
Okay, fair enough. And you had a very good memory, as you testified, about when you first met had Mr. Hopkins over your house in 2008 for your daughter's graduation.
I do. I recall that.
You remember where he sat down? He was drinking a
Light beer.
light beer,
A Bud Light.
and you remember the nature of the conversation, correct?
I do.
Do you remember being asked in your deposition if you'd made any friends since high school?
With Mr. Parker, that
I believe so.
position.
Yes, in the other litigation you filed against Mr. Hopkins.
Is your question, sir, have I made any friends at all? since
Do you
high school?
recall being asked
No,
if you had made any friends since high school in that deposition?
since high school.
I don't believe that was the exact question, sir, that he asked.
You make it sound more embarrassing
I
than
want to be
true.
exact. Question, since high school, did you make any other friends? Answer, yes.
Okay, so he did ask that. I think I
And-
recall a different question.
So then he said, who are
Online
they?
friends count? Oh,
I
wait,
remember that.
never mind.
And you said Dan Walters.
Yes, that's one.
And then he asked where Dan Walters lived, and you answered. And then he said, okay, anyone else? And you answered, not really, correct?
That was many years ago.
Do you want to
Point. Good question.
see a
Howard.
copy of the
I trust you, sir. I believe if it's in there, then that's what transpired.
And you were under oath at that time as well.
That's just like I am now.
And in fact, Dr. Walters is the first person that came up with this PTSD diagnosis, correct?
Okay, give me a minute. The first person. It was either Dr. Walters or Dr. Lang that came up with it, my primary care. It was one of the two. Is that a good enough answer? Is that,
Do you recall Dr. Walters submitting an affidavit?
None of
in one
these are good
litigation saying
answers,
he'd
sir.
come up with a PTSD?
100% agree with that. I don't know if he's the first, is what I'm trying to say. I want to be 100% accurate.
Oh my God. Just answer the freaking question. Stop being so paranoid.
Then, did you testify on direct that you never
Sounds like a kid when his dad asked him a question.
wanted Tim Hopkins to be arrested for the violations of the protective order?
Did I testify under direct in this case? Sir?
Yes, in this case.
That I never wanted Tim Hopkins arrested for.
Well, strike that. Maybe it was that you didn't try and get Tim Hopkins arrested for the noise violation.
I want to comply with what the judge told me, but if that's a yes or no, I think what I said was when I made a call on May the 5th, I said, could you just go over and talk to him? I don't want to press charges. I'm fairly certain that that's what I said. And if you want to infer from that I didn't want him arrested, then that's the answer to your question would be, yes, told him I didn't want him arrested.
At any point, did you want him arrested for the noise violation?
Okay, pardon me. Let me answer. I never wanted Tim Hopkins arrested. I wanted the noise to stop.
Okay. And when you had the complaints, you made 911 calls?
It was one of two numbers. I have in my phone, Mason Police Department. Okay. And then it was either a 911 or I called Mason Police. It was one of the two.
And Your Honor, we'd ask permission to play one of the
Fair enough.
911 calls. Randy.
Okay.
And I, Judge, I preliminarily object. It's not been marked, but I'll reserve till
Is this an exhibit?
Yes, we'll mark it as I left. Next in order, I believe, is defendants J.
Yeah, he called 911.
What is this again?
A 911 call.
And before we play it, may we approach?
Yes.
Of course, you got to approach. Run to Daddy Judge.
It says it's at 125%?
Yeah.
25%.
Oh, yeah, I think mine's all the way through.
Try again. Yeah.
Hmm.
It worked.
Yeah.
There was a video yesterday.
Ooh, can you hook me up with a court reporter?
Make it hard. Connect to this one.
Okay, so when you press it again, now it's not. Press it again.
This is Charles Goebel. I live at 4171 Maxwell Drive, Cleveland, Ohio.
Can you hear it? Can they hear it? Oh, you can? Okay, good. We'll start again. We just have to go to feedback.
I can hear, sir.
They said they can hear. You can hear?
Okay, move over. Oh, this one.
You want to try this?
Yeah, we'll try. And then on the break, we can check.
Other guys.
Yes. Started and then I'll.
This is Charles Goebel. I live at 4171 Maxwell Drive, Cleveland, Ohio. My neighbor who has a protection order against him is the protection order by backfiring around the front of our house. It just happened. The police officer remotely. His name is Hopkins.
Thank you.
It just happened that he headed back to his house and tried to act to be possibly be there at this time. That would be wonderful. I don't know. Somebody was going to do this back. I want to get if you can. He's out and then driving back. So we didn't have to answer the door. All right. Thank you.
And Dr. Goebel, was that you?
Yes, that was me.
And was that the day that Mr. Hopkins got arrested?
What is the date of that call?
May 14th.
Yes, then that was the date. It had happened all week. That's why I asked what day it was. He'd been backfiring incessantly all week.
And that was a Friday afternoon.
I could not tell you what the dates were in 2021.
Your Honor, if this would be an appropriate time to take a short break and we could I need to get the electronics fixed up, just to.
Perfect. Can you leave a message? Could you have him call me? Tell him that it just happened that he's headed back to his house in 5 minutes. If he could possibly be there at this time, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Okay. I'll let him know. And I don't know. Sure, I understand. I'll let you just step because I want to get, if he can't, do it while he's out and then driving back. So he doesn't have to not answer the door. Okay. All right. Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dr. Goebel, I'd like to turn now to your description of the alleged death threat, and that's very clear in your mind, correct?
Very much so.
In fact, you provided great detail on direct about what happened in court right before the incident, correct?
Yes.
You told us what the judge said, correct?
The magistrate, yes.
Oh, I'm magistrate judge. And you told us what Mr. Hopkins had said, correct? In court.
Yes, I know what you mean.
And then you described in great detail what happened outside the courtroom, correct?
Yes, I did.
It's etched in your memory.
Very much so.
Okay. And if we could see Exhibit 52, and maybe stop at 3 minutes, 44 seconds, .04. Oh, 4404. Oh, yeah. Okay, and this was the time that you described Tim Hopkins had wheeled up to you?
Wheeled up?
I'm sorry, let me make that clear. What's depicted in the video is after Mr. Hopkins had wheeled up to you, is that correct?
You see me rolling.
Yes.
Hey,
And then I believe your testimony was that in a guttural whisper, he said, if they take Ryan, I'll kill you, I'll kill you.
Okay, I'm trying to answer yes or no, sir. He said it before this image.
Okay.
Trying to answer yes or no, so I'm going to answer not doing
Go
it.
back a little bit. Was it now that he said it?
Go like 2 more seconds, please.
Back.
Forward, sir. When he was saying it, I wanted to protect my feet. It was, go back literally 1 second.
This poor Tootsies.
I know it's different. Okay. So I started hearing him whisper there and I wanted to protect my feet. And he'd already said it. And right at this point is when he said, if you've done that. And then they pushed him away. And
So your testimony said, he said, they take Ryan, I'll kill you. And then he said, if you've done that.
there was a pause. And then if you've done that, and he got pushed away.
Dude, wasn't there like a staircase nearby? You could have just gone up on the second
you were in
step.
shock, total disbelief.
Absolutely.
You threw up your hands in disbelief.
That is correct.
Like
You
I
said you
just
were
don't
numb and you
care.
froze, correct?
Well, with the death threat, yes, sir.
And you also testified that you told Rich Knott, he just threatened to kill me.
I did.
And you said Rich Knott said nothing in response.
What I said was the word initially, sir. Rich Knott initially said nothing.
Did he say something after that?
Absolutely, he did.
What did he say?
He said 4 or 5 things. He said, well, I said, Rich, he just threatened to kill me. Didn't say a word. Rich did not say anything initially. I said, I don't want him to take Ryan away from me. Or from Tim, okay. I said, Rich, he threatened to kill me. Rich then said, well, he shouldn't have said that. Next sentence, that's high school shit. Rich's words, not mine. Then as we walked down, I said, I didn't ever ask them to take Ryan away from him. I never said anything like that at all. This is getting out of hand. It's just and then Rich said next.
Rich said what? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Rich next said, you better run to my house, not walk. You don't know what this man's capable of. He said,
Rich Knott said that to you?
Rich Knott said this to me. He says, you better run, not walk to my house.
You don't know how
what
fast
this man's
his wheelchair
capable of.
is.
He said, you're going to get hurt or worse.
His wheelchair could be a 6-speed.
And you also testified that when you went back to court, you didn't say anything to Magistrate Hasselback because you've been admonished not to talk in court. Is that correct?
Admonished, I may have said that. He instructed us very firmly. He did not want to hear anything more about
I wonder.
bickering or anything about anything other than the deed. And he actually held a piece of paper up when he said the deed, because this is all I have to decide.
And
And
that was the
then he
reason-
said, if you want a protective order, go down the hall to Magistrate Paige Crosley Tate if you feel you've been something harassed or threatened or
Right.
something.
Who told you that?
Magistrate Hasselbach, I believe it's in the transcript if you look. October 1st, 2020.
Okay, so
Or
maybe I misheard, but I thought on direct you said that you did not say anything when you went back in court to Magistrate Hasselback because you've been told not to.
I never said I said that to Magistrate Hasselbach. I said Magistrate Hasselbach said at one time, he held up a piece of paper and he said, if you look, he said the word look, if you feel, if he was talking toward me, because I never testified, he said, look, if you feel you've been threatened or something maybe, he said, all I have to decide is this deed. He says, I really don't want to hear anything more. I don't want to hear anything more about it. Go down the hallway to Magistrate Paige Crosley Tate for a protective order.
And this happened before what had transpired.
Absolutely. And I'll give you the dates. There was a hearing in August and then a hearing on that day earlier. And so it was either earlier that one or the one in August, but I think it was earlier that day on October 1st. He told us, do not bring this stuff up. It's go down the hall.
Right. So just so we're clear, I'm a little confused now. So your testimony was on direct, that when you got back in the courtroom after the alleged death threat, you did not say anything to Magistrate.
That was my
Yes or no?
testimony on
Yes,
direct
yes, sir.
and now. I never said anything to Magistrate Hasselbach at any time.
Fine. And you said you went out to a deputy and told him about it?
I assume it was a deputy. It was a gentleman by the metal detector.
Did you take his name down?
No, I was scared as hell.
Did you make any attempts to find out who that was?
No, I got an application for a protective order.
That wasn't my question. My question is, did you make any attempts to find out who the deputy was?
No, I did not.
Thank you. And you've testified about this under oath in another one of the cases that you filed with Mr. Grossman against Mr. Hopkins, correct?
I assume so, yes.
And Mr. Grossman was representing you at the time of the deposition, correct?
The deposition with George Parker on February 16th.
February 15th, 2023.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. The 15th, yes. Your question about that, was I testified on the 15th about this? Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
Okay. And if we could listen to that testimony.
And just preliminary.
I'm walking down the aisle,
Excuse me.
hallway,
Okay, pause that, please.
and you come to this.
Pause that, please.
That's right.
Okay, sorry. Are you objecting?
I just don't know what clip is being played here.
Yeah, we have an obligation to make sure
I apologize, Your Honor.
our other counsel.
Well, you should say that, Tracy.
His deposition is page. Let me give him the page number, Your Honor.
You see his.
From Chuck's, yeah. It's starting on page 135, line 14.
If you're in Sun Max.
Okay.
I can't, but we have a speaker that we can
Okay, well, no, that's it.
plug into it.
All right, we play it, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm walking down the aisle, the hallway, sir, and you
And just if we stop for a minute, so Mr. Goebel, that at this desk, out of view, is that Mr. Parker on the far side, if you recall?
He was in the room. I can't tell. That was Brian O'Connor, George Parker. Those two were there.
And who do we see visible in the screen on the left side?
My lovely bride. That's Diane Goebel.
And who's next to her?
I see a foot, a shoe, partial shoe is on.
Well, Tom, is that Tom Grossman sitting there?
I would assume.
Well, was he with you at the
Yes.
deposition? Okay. And the way this was viewed, you're kind of, we'll see you later on, but
This guy's
you're
more
off screen to
flamboyant
the
than
left,
Tim
correct?
Walls.
That's me, yes.
Okay.
come to this open atrium. And I said, oh boy, there he is. I'm walking toward him and I'm walking to the bathroom. He's in between me and the bathroom. So I don't want him to think I'm put my hands behind my back in a non-threatening way. And I'm worried about my feet. He made a beeline looking at that. So I'm like that. Well, Hopkins comes wheeling at me. turned his wheelchair, puts his middle finger right in my face. Wheeled up aggressively, put his finger right in my face and said, Chuck, if you get them to take Ryan away from me, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. And by then, Jamie Dingler reached him, grabbed his neck, head, shoulder area, whatever, jerked, if you would, or moved his head away, started pushing him, and Rich Knock by then had caught up and pushed him away. That death threat happened. It has haunted me hang on. George.
That's a death threat?
Hang on, George. I'm answering your question, what happened, and now you're asking another question. That death threat happened. He says, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And then the rest, when she grabbed this, it was like if, and I believe he was going to say testify or do this. I couldn't hear the rest, but middle finger in the face, and it haunts me to this day. I now have a psychiatrist I'm having to deal with because of that death threat.
So who told you that was a death threat?
My definition of a death threat is when someone puts a middle finger in your eye.
Poor guy. Poor guy. He's so traumatized. He's so traumatized.
Sit down, bitch.
Oh, he freaked out. He spurred out in his deposition.
And says, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. So all your problems for the last 3 years have been to my ask and answer. So you know about the definition of a death threat? If you want to employ a different term for someone sticking a middle finger in your eye after he tried to run over your tail and bangs your counsel in the back and says, I'm going to kill you. And I'm not pointing this at you, George. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. To me, that's my definition of a death threat. All right. You know what? Take it down a notch. May I take a break? This haunts me. Well,
Hello?
I think we need to take a lunch break now. Oh, yeah, I can relax when someone threatens to kill me. Well, now.
What's going on?
There you are, nothing further.
That was him spurging out during his deposition.
Oh. Shit.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
I'll just go back a few seconds.
Yeah.
It's great. That was my favorite
Please.
part. He's describing the death threat.
The death threat.
Yeah.
Hey, Tracy.
And says, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. So all your problems for the last 3 years have been to my ask and answer. So if you look up the definition of a death threat, if you want to employ a different term for someone sticking a middle finger in your eye after he tried to run over your tail and bangs your counsel in the back and says, I'm going to kill you. And I'm not pointing this at you, George. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. To me, that's my definition of a death threat. All right. You know what? Take it down a notch. I take a break. This haunts me. Well, yeah. I think we need to take a lunch break now. Oh, yeah. I can relax when someone threatens to kill me. Well, now.
Thank you, Aaron, nothing further.
Nothing
We
further.
need to see this deposition, damn it. I want to
Yes,
see
sir.
it.
I wonder if we can get it.
Frig. So what did he put in his back? Put something in his back?
I'm sorry?
He said, will someone put something in my back?
Or points the middle finger in my face, I think.
No. And then he said, I put something in my back.
Threatens to kill me. Well, now.
Thank you, Aaron, nothing.
Wait.
All right. You know what? Take it down a notch. May I take a break? This haunts me. Well, yeah. I think we need to take a lunch break now. Oh, yeah. I can relax when someone threatens to kill me. Well, now.
Thank you, Aaron, nothing further.
All right,
More?
redirect.
No.
Was it further back?
It's further back.
That's correct.
Initially, sir.
On the list.
I see a foot.
That area when you said Chuck.
That was viewed.
Sorry, guys.
Shoes.
We'll you later.
walking toward him and I'm walking to the bathroom. He's in between me and the bathroom. So I don't want him to think so I put my hands behind my back in a non-threatening way. And I'm worried about my feet. He made a beeline looking at that. So I'm like that. Well, Hopkins comes wheeling at me, turns his wheelchair, puts his middle finger right in my face. Wheeled up aggressively, put his finger right in my face and said, Chuck, if you get them to take Ryan away from me, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. And by then, Jamie Dingler reached him, grabbed his neck, head, shoulder area, whatever, jerked, if you would, or moved his head away, started pushing him, and Rich Knott by then had caught up and pushed him away. That death threat happened. It has haunted me hang on. George.
That's a death threat?
Hang on, George. I'm answering your question, what happened, and now you're asking another question. That death threat happened. He says, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And then the rest was, she grabbed this, it was like if, and I believe he was going to say testify or do this. I couldn't hear the rest, but middle finger in the face, and it haunts me to this day. I now have a psychiatrist I'm having to deal with because of that death threat.
So who told you that was a death threat?
My definition of a death threat is when someone puts a middle finger in your eye.
I'm sure he's put something in his back as well. Okay, maybe.
Maybe after this.
And says, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
To all your problems for the last 3 years have been Tim Hopkins.
Ask and answer.
So, have you looked up the definition of a death threat?
If you want to employ a different term for someone sticking a middle finger in your eye after he tried to run over your tail and bangs your counsel in the back and says, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, counsel in the back. Banged your counsel in the back.
I'm going to kill you. To me, that's my definition of a death threat.
Okay, what do you mean banged your counsel in the back?
You know what? Take it down a notch.
I'm
trying to run him over.
Take a break. This haunts me.
Well, yeah.
I think we need to take our lunch break now. Get into coffee.
Oh, yeah. I can
make that a
relax when
sound
someone
drop.
threatens to kill me.
Well, now.
This haunts me.
Thank you, Aaron. Nothing further.
All right.
Really? That haunts you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge is just like, wow. Okay, you're gay.
What a freaking snowflake.
Right? Good Lord, dude.
If he
Like, that
takes
is
who
just-
away from him, he'll
His
kill
kid.
him. How could
Because
he take his kid away from him?
So during one of their hearings, the plaintiff's lawyer was the defendant was testifying. Plaintiff's lawyer was questioning him about who he was yelling at. And he's like, well, yeah, I was yelling at my son. And then
Right.
the judge was like, you always yell at your son like that? He's like, well, yeah. And then he gets all nervous
Oh.
that like CPS might get involved now.
Oh, please. So wheelchair dude thought that douchebag was going to call CPS
Yeah.
on him.
Or the
Right.
cops now,
Or
or
the
the
cops.
court might now do it and get his kid taken away because of this whole
Right.
situation.
Okay, so
Is what he's claiming. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. We only got a few minutes left, so. Or wait, let me see if I can find where he comes back. You
Yeah, I know,
let's-
sir. They're idiots.
The rebuttal isn't good, but we have a neighbor, and then he comes back later. This guy's good. This guy is all of us.
What are you semi-retired from?
I did 20 years in the Air Force. I'm a combat veteran.
He's their
I did
neighbor.
about 20 years in the software industry.
Hey, everybody.
I'm on my third broom right now. I'm a landlord.
All right.
You okay?
And are you familiar with the
guy is awesome.
parties in this case?
I am, yes, sir.
Okay. And you know Chuck and Diane Goebel
My neighbors, yes.
and Tim Hopkins?
Yeah, my neighbor, yes.
He kind of reminds me of like Isaac Baruch in the Johnny Depp trial. Not as based, but like he just wants to keep the peace. He wants everybody to be friends. He doesn't want there to be fighting. He thinks they're both idiots. And he kind of snaps at a point.
He was your former neighbor now, correct?
Yes, sir.
And at some point, you become aware of an issue regarding an easement that Mr. Goebel said he had on Mr. Hopkins' property.
Yes, that was 5 years ago in 2020. I think it was around May of 2020.
And how was it that you got involved?
Chuck, my neighbor, called me over and just let me know that there'd been an altercation. And he was looking for me to help him smooth it out.
And did you agree to do so?
Absolutely.
And did you go over and visit with Chuck?
I did. Yep.
You go over to his house?
I did. Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you recall generally what he told you it was 5 years ago?
He had regretted going over to Tim's house and having an interaction with Tim's son, Ryan, and it didn't go like he wanted it to go. And he was in some duress about the how it went down, and he did not want a feud. So asked me to help him out and see if I could talk to Tim. And I'm the guy in the neighborhood that people call when a tree is down or your golf cart don't work. I have a luxurious problem, right?
Ain't got no gas in it.
And so I help all the neighbors, but whatever. So it's not uncommon for a neighbor to call me. Chuck's called me before and asked me to go get his daughter from the bus stop. I'll do it. I brought home Tim from the hospital when he had his leg amputated. I'm very happy to be a neighbor. I'm not happy to be a neighbor here.
Looks like Tori Lavello
testifying in a court case between two neighbors. That's not the culture of our cul-de-sac.
The culture of our cul-de-sac.
And did he indicate to you that he
Our
wanted
neighborhood
to apologize to Tim, but was trying to figure out how to do it?
Objection, John.
Overrule.
Yeah, he was, and there was even an email offering up apologies and stuff like that. And they really weren't talking directly to each other. They're kind of talking through me, and I'm kind of reduced it to writing, send over an email. I'm not an attorney, and I want to be likened to an attorney. I don't have any of those skills. I'm a business person.
I don't want to be scum.
But I can write an email. I can collect
person, not
what
an
somebody
attorney.
would like to have done. I can present that to the other person, and it was going very well. They were going to resolve this issue between the two of them.
Okay, so I take it you, after talking to Chuck, you approached him.
Yes, I did.
You poor dude. Why are you doing this?
This is why I don't talk to any of my neighbors. I don't want to I don't want to inadvertently become this guy somehow.
I don't understand why anyone would want to be this dude.
Yeah.
Like
he took the defendant home when he got his knee replacement surgery. He's picking up the plaintiff's kids from the bus stop when they can't. He's helping them try to resolve their tarred feud.
He's Ned Flanders.
Yeah. Yeah. And he probably doesn't, I don't know, maybe some people probably would like that role. He doesn't seem like he particularly does. It just seems like
he clearly, I think he liked it until this.
At first.
Right. And
I think he was okay with doing favors here and there.
People don't continue doing something of their own will unless they enjoy it. Right. Or unless they're getting some kind of satisfaction out of it. Right. He clearly was getting some sort of
maybe
like adulation or something out of it, like people were thanking him, people appreciated him being the guy in the neighborhood who was lovely, and they probably took advantage of him for it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
This is shit.
I know. Poor bastard. Then years later has to come testify.
And you said it looked like they were going to resolve it. Do you recall there being kind of a meeting of the minds?
Yeah, for sure.
What a mind it was.
Tim had offered major concessions. If Chuck would allow him to build.
Your Honor, an objection, please.
Yes. Are you talking about settlement negotiations or?
Parole evidence rule?
No, Jim, we don't understand. We're cold-hearted.
That objection.
We're streamers. We don't understand nice people.
If you want to talk about it, we can.
We're also recluse.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
So the defense is calling him the neighbor.
Was there, would you understand the meeting of the minds between Chuck Goebel and Tim Hopkins?
Yes.
Like
I wouldn't
they have
call
a
them
mind
minds.
between them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say more like half a mind combined. And this is the guy that supposedly witnessed the death threat that didn't hear it. This is a dick nut. Just in case anyone's wondering.
For sure. The Chuck was willing to work things out. Tim was willing to work things out.
He picked up a testosterone prescription.
Tim was offering to cover some legal fees. He was offering to put up some special landscaping around his garage and some quiet hours, some mowing rules, all kinds of accoutrements just to kind of make sure that Chuck and Diane had quiet enjoyment of their house and that he could go ahead and put up his detached garage. I have a detached garage. There's 4 or 5 homes in where our community is that have detached garage. And so I thought they worked it out. And I was surprised that I got this subpoena today.
Are you familiar with where the garages generally are in the heritage development?
I am.
And where are they? Which side of the house?
Well, my garage is on the left side. Tim McGee's is on the right side. There's a doc that lives next to him, E in Broadway. His is behind it. On that same cul-de-sac, there's a gentleman named Lenny. His is on the left side.
Lenny.
I'm not really a rules guy with Heritage Club. Heritage Club is a community
rabbits,
of rules,
George.
big time rules. You don't do anything in Heritage Club without prior permission,
Love 'em and pet
design
'em.
review committee, a permit from the city. There's all kinds of things. I went through that
Name 'em
myself, putting in
George.
my garage, so I know that it's a pretty good process.
And do you know whether Tim and his builder had gone through that process?
I understand they did. I understand that Tim had a permit from the city and that the DRC had probably checked off or something like that.
And at some point, did the lawyers get involved in this?
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's not to rubbish
Tell me about
anybody's name, but the gentlemen were working it out, and I thought it was going in a great direction. I think the meeting of the minds pretty much got blown up once the attorneys became members of the conversation.
Okay. And was there one attorney in particular?
Well, Chuck's attorney is a gentleman named Tom Grossman, and I think that Tom was advising.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm going to sustain the objection.
Yeah, and well, may we approach, Your Honor?
And it sounds like the $54,000 that the defendant paid to the plaintiff was almost all his lawyer bills. So that was like 2 weeks of work. Was $54,000. Maybe less than that. I mean, he paid $54,000, so maybe it was for I don't know what else, but lawyer fees. And he said he paid lawyer fees.
Look, this lawyer deserves it to put up with these people.
It wasn't this one. It was Tom Grossman, the one that whose wife was the mayor, and he was the city council or on the city council or something. But and then they were close to resolving it, it sounds like. And then the lawyer gets involved and he wants to make money. And he's like, no, you need to do this. You need to do this. It's not fair. And then it just explodes. County commissioner. Thank you, Nidwau. And yeah, he got a lawyer and made it an issue. Yes, he did. I think this lawyer kind of interjected himself more. And because he also lives in the neighborhood. So he probably, I think, got involved and kind of stirred the pot a little bit. Yeah.
On attorney-client?
He's starting to say, I think this and I think that.
I can be more definitive, Your Honor.
Yes.
If you'd like me to.
Well, I just go ahead and ask another question. Maybe that'll work.
Okay. And did Chuck tell you anything in particular about Mr. Grossman's role?
Yes. I went over to Chuck's house. We were talking about, this is a catastrophe in a neighborhood. when neighbors go in the ditch. He was in duress because Tom really did not want them to go about it the way that they were doing it. It was basically, these two gentlemen are going to solve it. That's it. And he had expressed quite a lot of duress over that. He really didn't want to go down that kind of conflict, stress route, and he just really wanted to settle it with himself and Tim. But Chuck had conveyed to me that Tom wanted to go a different route.
And do you recall him texting you and saying, the three of us could get it done without the darn lawyers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lawyers didn't like that.
No.
And did you consider yourself having a friendship with Chuck Goebel?
Yeah, for sure. Him and Diane are wonderful people that live on my street. I haven't seen much
wonderful
of
people.
He had a heart issue for a while, and but he's a good gentleman. I'm happy to say he called me and asked me to pick up his daughter from the bus stop a couple of times. I was happy to do that. They're very good members of our community. Yes.
Would you view him as very sociable or more keeping to himself?
Well, I'm sure they have their own friend group. My wife and I, we had 5 kids and 15 foster kids. We're pretty busy over at our house, so we don't really have a big social life. We never really went to dinner with Chuck or with Diane. I'm sure that they had loads of other friends, but my wife and I, we just didn't really have a big social presence in Heritage Club, and we still don't.
Okay. And did you have a friendship with Tim Hopkins and Denise and then Jamie?
I sure do, and relatively the same. Anytime that Tim or Chuck needed anything, they knew they could call me, and they did. And Tim is a super generous guy, and just been very good to my kids and stuff like that. My kids played with his kids. So we got to know Tim and Denise through our children, and they're also very good people.
Judge is yawning.
I thought he was vomiting.
And have you seen the effects that this whole called a brouhaha has had on both Chuck and Tim?
To an extent, I've seen it because I don't really see Chuck much. But I know that I had a couple more meetings with Chuck, and he was under a lot of stress. Same thing with Tim. Tim kind of wound up selling his house and leaving the neighborhood just to kind of remove himself from the situation. I think it degraded.
Who's Tim?
I think there was some bad behavior by both of them. Kind of regrettable, but I thought it was all over.
And did you have any concerns about the speed with which Tim sold his house?
Yeah, I sure do. And there are things that happen that are kind of indirect and that affected me and the other homeowners in our neighborhood. We all are subject to recent sales, just like everybody else is in their neighborhoods. And so when a house is sold under value, it is a comp. And when a house is sold in your neighborhood to a foreclosure, it is a comp.
That is
true. What?
So we got a double whammy.
Yeah.
We had foreclosure to the right of Tim.
What's he talking about?
Foreclosure.
A gentleman that got a divorce. And then we had Tim's house that was sold, in my opinion. I'm not a realtor or an appraiser, but I felt like Tim's house is probably.
Basically, homes are valued based on like other houses in the area or similar to what your house is.
Mm-hmm.
So comps are comparable property or cost.
Right.
So if you have a house in your neighborhood that goes into foreclosure and gets sold really, really cheap, it's going to make all the other houses much cheaper.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I mean, a foreclosure is different.
Well, and then so he had the foreclosure, so they went down a little bit. But then Tim sold his house at a bit lower than it would have normally gotten.
Because he wanted to get the hell out of
everyone.
there.
Yeah.
Right. And so So everyone was kind of upset about that.
They'd be annoyed. I mean, it takes like a year, 6 months to a year to really kind of recover usually.
Right. I didn't realize Tim left over this.
Yes, he did eventually. Yeah, he hasn't lived there in a couple years.
Okay, because he
Yeah, he's not
like,
even
he
living
had,
there anymore.
he had the koi pond and everything.
Yeah, there's no more koi pond.
Oh, what happened to
The
the
new owners, I
kois?
believe, removed it, or he did.
I want to
They
know what
probably
happened to the
sold them.
kois.
Sold them. They're worth a lot.
Are they?
Oh yeah, they can be worth thousands.
Really? Okay, so they didn't go out to pasture. Well, they
Yeah,
weren't.
no.
You know, they didn't end up on someone's
Yeah.
plate.
Brings down your own property value. I'd be pissed. Yeah. That
But
happened
you've
when
got
my
no okay. But you've got no say in what someone else sells their property for. Do you?
I know. No, but that's what somebody else is paying for property identical or very similar to yours.
Yeah.
So the next person who buys a property is going to want to spend that price for the property. They're not going to want to spend 20, 30, 40,000 plus more.
Well, that's too bad. You suffer. Like if they want to, if the person wants to sell for less money, then that's too bad. Like that's their.
Well, there's
it's
nothing.
America.
Well, yeah, they have the right to do that. It just pisses
Yeah.
everybody off because it screws their property value.
Yeah, they can say
You know,
a house by you sold by 20% less,
Yeah.
but you don't
I mean,
have
that
to sell for
happened
20%
to my
less.
parents when they were trying to sell my grandma's house.
Mm.
The house like across the street, it was I forget the term, but basically a hardship sell or something like that, where it went like $30,000 less. It was
Mm.
like 15%, 20% less. And it was significant. So
Yeah.
we ended up having to keep running it for another year before
Yeah.
other properties in the area were sold, and then that value went back up.
Well, I mean, Maddie, I'm kind of lucky. My street's doubled in price in the last 5 years.
Me too. Yeah, my
So yes,
condo's like
I
twice.
do own a home.
twice the price. Suffer.
Suffer everyone else.
And you'll get lower offers in general too. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. All right. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, I think we're kind of going a little too far as that area of expertise. So I'm going to sustain the objection.
That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Knott.
Your Honor. Yeah. I am a real estate expert.
Well, they haven't established you as an expert.
Oh,
yes, sir.
I haven't.
Expert.
There may
He
be a
doesn't
lot
get
of
what an
things you are
expert
that
is
we
in
don't
court.
know.
Yes, sir.
What is your background in real estate?
Without
sir?
objection, they haven't identified him as an expert either.
I'm not going to ask expert opinions, but just so the ladies and gentlemen know.
What was the question?
Yeah, what is your background in real estate?
And Judge, at this point, I'll renew the objection. They're just trying to.
It's irrelevant, but if you have some reason that you want that shown, I mean, you know the rules here. The rules are if you're going to get an
So
expert
do
opinion
I.
or such as the value of the house,
You're
you
just
have
trying
to
to
provide
rickroll
this
us?
information.
No, that wasn't. It wasn't an expert. It was
Well,
his own.
let's not guess. Tell me what it is that you're seeking.
Right. Just his
No.
his opinion as to whether or not the value Tim sold his house for was depressed because he moved quickly.
He's already said that.
Okay, fine. So we'll move on. And Mr. Knott, are you aware that at some point Chuck sought a restraining order against him?
Isn't that a civil protection order?
Correct.
Yeah.
And did you were you present in court for one of the hearings on that?
I was.
Okay. Yeah. I believe I misspoke. Was there other litigation at some point that you were present in court? Some litigation between Chuck and Tim?
Yeah, that was kind of a cartwheel, on again, off again, going to court, might need you, might not. So I was out here a few times. We did, I think it was Judge Oda. We were in his courtroom. I never was called to testify. And I think that that had to do with behavior.
Didn't even validate my damn parking.
And I'm not going to ask you any specifics, but are you aware that at some point after Mr. Grossman, several months later, some settlement was reached between Chuck and Tim.
Yeah, I think so. I think they came to terms on kind of some money to be paid, some promises made, and I thought that was the end of it.
And did you ever have any discussions with Chuck about the restrictive easement that he had over the lot where Tim's house was?
Yeah, we had a discussion about it. I think that Chuck at some point in time owned that lot and had some influence with the builder on some covenants on whoever is to buy it, whoever is to sell it. Maybe there were some rules. I don't know necessarily what they were, but there was some degree of some sort of limitation. I don't know.
Okay.
I never saw the deed.
Okay. And Your Honor, if we could bring up Plaintiff's Exhibit 52. I'd ask you to take a look at this, Mr. Knott, and then I have a few questions for you.
Sure.
Do you recognize the setting here?
Yeah, it's courthouse.
The same courthouse we're in, correct?
Yes, sir.
We're getting there. Okay. Do you recognize that gentleman?
Yeah, that's Chuck wearing a COVID mask.
Okay. Got it. Just a little. And do you recognize who's that in the picture there, in the wheelchair?
Well, that's us three. Funny to see myself in that, but yeah, Tim's in the wheelchair. Looks like he's pointing with his index finger to Chuck. Chuck is looked like Chuck maybe leaned over to have a conversation. I have no idea.
And do you know what was said in this conversation?
I guess that's what this is all about. I did not hear. I couldn't remember if my life depended on it, what was said, but I kind of remember the word shit show, pardon my language, and I might have even said it. I might have even said to I don't know. I just remember that. And I was tending to Tim right there.
I was tending to Tim.
But I don't know what was said at all. And I'm sorry that I don't know what was said because, I do know that if any kind of a threat was made or any kind of derogatory comment were made, I would not tolerate that. I'm not stupid. And so I didn't hear any threat. And so,
okay, if we can let that run
just
a
the
little bit
neighborhood
further.
bitch.
Okay, and here, stop it. It looks like Chuck follows after Tim here, correct?
it also looked like Chuck was saying something to me. And,
Okay. And he followed you and Tim down the hallway, correct?
yeah, I don't even know why we were talking honestly in the hallway. These guys are involved in a court case, but I think we just left the bathroom and I thought there was somebody else with us, maybe one more person.
Yeah, I believe we saw Jamie, I believe was Dengler at the time.
Okay. But,
Do you recall what Chuck was saying to you there?
I don't, but looks, he's obviously looking directly at me and saying something. And
Did he
maybe
tell you-
that's what I told Chuck. This is a shit show. I don't know. I'm not proud of my neighbors for fighting, and it changes the neighborhood. And you don't want lawsuits filing on each other. There is a neighborhood in nearby called Green Acres, and that happened, and it wiped them out. And so it's a bad idea for neighbors to get into feuds. It's a bad idea for neighbors to sue each other. And so I'm probably reminding Chuck, this is a shit show because these things aren't good for anybody.
And
Your Honor.
do you recall,
Excuse me.
oh, sorry.
Speculation.
That's not speculation. That's a fact. Lawsuits are
Sir,
bad for
sir,
neighbors.
sir. Please, just
What?
answer the question.
Snippy.
Sir, you do have to follow the rules here.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Mr. Nice
I'll
Guy.
overrule the objection. It's
And so for neighbors to get into feuds, it's a bad idea for
Love
neighbors
this.
to sue each other. And so I'm probably reminding Chuck, this is a shit show because these things aren't good for anybody.
And do you recall,
excuse me.
oh, sorry.
Speculation.
That's not speculation. That's a fact. Lawsuits are
Sir,
bad
sir,
for neighbors.
sir. Please, just answer the questions.
Sir, you do have to follow the rules here.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
All right. I'll overrule the objection.
I
It's
love it.
basically a narrative of what he's expressing, what he observed or didn't observe, and what his thoughts and feelings are. It's not really that prejudicial anyway. Okay, go ahead.
And Mr. Knott, did Chuck Goebel tell you that that Tim had just said to him that if they take Ryan away from me, I'll kill you?
Not at all. I didn't hear that from either one of them. And I would remember that. I
He's
have
us,
a
Chuck.
hellacious memory. I am known for my
Hella.
memory.
A what?
I
Hellacious.
have no memory of that at all. And
I'm known for my memory.
I'll put my brain in a record mode. If I
I
need to
follow
remember
girls
something for
home.
later, I'll just write it to disk.
Like their address.
That interaction, whatever it was low level. I don't know what it was, but if there had been a threat, I would have stuck up for you, Chuck. I would have said, hey, we're not having that. And that's in my core, to defend people against stupidity.
Aww.
And so I did not hear that, and I did not perceive that. And the way that I'm reacting is just looks like we're having just a loose
That's what you're
conversation of some
here.
sort. But okay.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Knott.
Yes, sir.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knott. My name is Patrick Brody. I represent the Goebels in this matter.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have we met before today?
I don't think so.
Have we ever spoken?
Not to my
I saw
knowledge.
you at the bathhouse.
It's the first memory test. I don't think so. Have we?
I'm not allowed to answer your questions. I'll tell you no.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to answer your questions for this back and forth, okay?
Okay.
So you had said that there was some bad behavior from both parties. What bad behavior did you perceive from Mr. Hopkins?
Well, I tell you this, anybody that's pushed to the edge, even yourself, you're going to misbehave.
So I'm going to ask you to answer the question that I asked, and just the question that I asked.
Okay.
It was very specific. Which bad behaviors did you observe from Tim Hopkins?
Observe, and you mean like something that I saw with my own eyes?
Again, I can't answer questions that you pose to me.
Do you not understand the question?
I don't understand the question.
I think you made a statement earlier that there was bad behavior that you observed by both people.
Okay.
If he's asking you
Yes.
to say what that was.
Okay. Yeah. I think
Can you
that Tim,
clarify the question.
well, I know that Tim threw some dog poop in
That was kind of
Chuck's
funny.
yard. Kind of childish, but he did it. And I think that
Childish,
was,
but
in a
hilarious.
previous court appearance on film.
Anything else?
I never saw these lights that were used, or any kind of music or loud music or anything like that. But apparently Chuck had complained about bright lights and
I
music.
never heard any
being
of that
directed at his
black
house.
music.
What about screaming at the Goebels? Did you ever hear about Mr. Hopkins screaming profanities at the Goebels?
I actually think that Chuck said something about that, and maybe some language or something that his daughter heard. It's kind of hard to remember that, but yeah, I think that there was a dispute between neighbors that got childish.
Well, let's clear something up. You had said earlier, you're known for your memory, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and you put yourself in record mode.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably shouldn't have done that, sir.
Why are you struggling to remember whether or not that was said now?
Yeah, that was kind of a boneheaded thing to do, to boast about how good your memory is and everything you remember, and
Yeah.
you know this, you know that, I put everything in record mode. Makes it a little easy to impeach, sir. You kind of walked into that one.
Oopsie. Hey, I didn't know that Wheelchair Man was in jail for 4 days.
Yeah.
I found a
called
post
him-
on I found a Facebook post
Oh, really?
by Ryan, his son.
Son. Good.
Mm.
Okay, that might be what they were talking about.
Yeah, it's in like a public group, Cincinnati Cars and Coffee.
Nice.
There's not much else
Send that
still.
to me.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. But yeah, that's still there. Yeah,
Because
I'll
these
send
are
it to you.
childish things, sir. These are things that you don't care to remember. You don't even care to witness them. They are irrelevant in life. They're stupid.
Like
I don't
me
put
with my
myself
Boy
in record
Scout
mode
leader.
for those kinds of things. I put myself in record mode when I'm taking an exam for aircraft certification because I used to fly C-130s. Put myself in record mode when I'm writing agreements, enterprise licenses with clients worldwide. Put myself in record mode when I'm out raising money for my startup and a lot of business details. What was going on between these two men was childish and not really worthy of anything other than trying to facilitate happiness and get back to where they were before all this. And that's not, you're a lawyer. I'm sure you went to law school, had lots of exams that you studied for, and you would be in record mode so you can go pass your exam. And so things that matter, you record, and things that don't matter, you don't. And especially me with all my businesses and all my kids, there are some things that I'll pay attention to, and I'll say, I got to remember this. There's stuff that I don't pay attention to, and it says this is a complete noise. And so there was a lot of noise.
So would it be fair to say that you only remember the things that you want to remember?
Well, I don't make a decision. This is a funny question. I just think subconsciously I tend to things in a way that I manage things that I need to know later. And I would imagine that most people are like that.
So let me ask a follow-up question to that. Do you remember what was said in that video that we watched, or do you not remember what was said in that video?
I don't remember. I said that before. I don't remember any threat being made.
Have you ever testified to the word shit show before today?
No.
Have you ever said that word before?
We were using that word freely over the goings on between them. It was a blank show, and that's just what we were calling it.
Have you watched the proceedings in court on the court's YouTube?
No.
Have you spoken to Tim Hopkins during this proceeding?
No.
Have you spoken to his attorney during this proceeding?
Have you watched it on Dally Talk?
Were you aware that Tim Hopkins yesterday, for the first time, used the word shit show?
No.
Your testimony today is that despite never having testified to that word before, you are now recalling it for the first time.
I don't know anything that anybody said in this courtroom because I haven't been here. But back in 2020, we referred to this disagreement between these two gentlemen as a shit show.
How many times have you been asked about this death threat? How many times have you given testimony on this death threat?
Today.
Have you filed an affidavit before?
Maybe. I don't know. It's 5 years ago.
But are you confident in saying that you have never before testified that the word shit show was used?
I mean, it was
Objection, Your Honor, you just said you never testified.
It's just, you ask the question, pretty straightforward question.
I'm happy to answer your question. Could you repeat it?
Are you confident in saying that you have never testified to the word shit show prior to today?
For God's sake.
I'm real confident because I've never taken the stand to testify for either one of these men. And what
happened immediately
They're
after?
a shit show.
What happened immediately after this interaction that we just watched on video?
I think we went back down and went to the courtroom. I think we were in a break.
What did you do on the way back to the courtroom?
I think I took a seat with Jamie, and I think that they went back in the courtroom.
Okay. I'm going to ask you not to speculate. Think back to that time. Do you recall?
I don't know what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow. I can't remember what I did five years ago.
That's the point. If you don't know, it's fine to say, I
That's
don't
what I've been
know.
saying, sir. I've been saying it. How many times do I need to say it? I don't remember because it
He's
was
getting
all
annoyed.
just inconsequential. There was no war. There was no threats. There was nothing that alerted me. There was no emergency.
mentioned the war.
There was no catastrophe. We just went down the hall, went back into Judge Otis' chambers. They were working it out. I think that Tom was there. I think that Chuck and Tom were doing all the talking that day.
Okay. Did you have a conversation with Mr. Goebel on your way down that hallway?
I looked like we did.
How long did that conversation continue?
Maybe seconds.
Okay. Did you stop Mr. Goebel right outside of the courtroom to speak to him?
This is so.
Don't remember.
Do you recall it all becoming animated with Dr. Goebel while you were speaking with him in front of the courtroom?
don't know. I speak with my hands a lot.
Animated.
I'm holding my hand so I don't. But animated would be like, do you have it on film where I could see it?
Yeah. Let's watch.
Let's do it.
Oh, okay, sweet.
I need to
Animated,
go
like
to opposing
as in
counsel first. If you'll give me, if I have 1 moment, Judge.
usually
I'm here before I
he's
publish.
like a zombie, and he came to life. It would be nice to watch, wouldn't it?
This is a discovery. It's not more.
Oh, I got this one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very sweet of you.
It's very sweet of you.
Aw.
Okay, dude, darling, can you please pause it for a second? Somehow they've managed to make the nicest man in the world lose his temper,
Yeah.
right? Like, this guy would do anything for anybody, picks up other people's kids, right? Says everyone's lovely. I don't know why he's so nice, but he is.
Yeah.
And yet he's losing his temper with this lawyer because this lawyer is a fucking twat.
Yep. An absolute asshole.
What? Seriously, this is stupid. Did you become animated? What do you mean animated? I wish we could watch this video. He fostered 15 children. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's obviously patient.
He's extremely patient. A hand waving is animated. Yeah, just like talking
Yeah.
like that. How dare you say the word shit show?
Oh, it never gets old. So after this guy, we'll go to the verdict.
Not really.
Yeah.
That's right. Your Honor, that's permission to produce what I'll mark as plaintiff's 100.
Yes.
To produce, to publish. You recognize this hallway?
Looks like a hallway outside.
Rich is awesome.
Do you recognize the date on the timestamp?
October 1st.
Would you agree that this is you on the left?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And you're speaking to Chuck, correct?
It looks like Chuck is speaking to me. Looks like Chuck's got his arms going too. I don't know what Chuck said to me, sir. He's wearing me out about something.
I haven't asked you a question yet, sir.
Oh.
Was your brain in record mode for this?
No.
Okay. So if Chuck testified earlier that what you said was, you'd better run, not walk to my house because you don't know what this man's capable of, would you be able to dispute that?
Now say that again.
I asked you first if your brain was in record mode.
And I said no.
I said, if Chuck testified that what you said was, you need to run, not walk to my house, and then later you said, you don't know what this man's capable of, would you be able to dispute that?
That doesn't sound like something I would say at all.
Well, what did you say?
I don't know, sir.
And your brain wasn't in record mode,
No,
right?
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't because it didn't matter. It was all noise. Am I on trial because I can't remember?
I didn't ask you that question, sir. Please
I'm
answer
just
the
trying to
question.
get straight what you want so I can answer you
Okay,
better.
So here's the thing. You were called by Mr. Hopkins to testify.
Yes, sir.
And that requires you to answer the questions that are asked. it's appropriate to say, I don't know if you don't know. It's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But the attorney is permitted to, maybe for lack of a better word, challenge you on that. He could see the conversation.
Yeah, I see it too.
So he's asking you questions about what was said. He's entitled to do that.
Right.
So just try to answer the questions. And if you don't know, you don't know.
Do you recall who asked you to come to this court date?
I can't remember if I was under subpoena or not, but
Were you there at Tim Hopkins' request?
probably.
When you came to court, was it because Tim Hopkins asked you to come to court?
I believe so.
And he called you here today, right?
I was subpoenaed by his attorney.
Do you keep in touch with Tim Hopkins, even though he's moved away?
Not necessarily, no.
What do you mean necessarily?
I probably saw Tim a couple of times over the last 5 years.
I mean, he still lives next to the
I have one
plaintiff.
moment here.
Yes.
I found Diane's Facebook.
Really?
Chuck seems to have gone underground though. I like there's photos
Aw.
of Chuck, but
Do you recall
he's not
advising
tagged.
Chuck that he needed to drop his lawsuits?
Yeah, I would probably have said that.
Do you recall telling Chuck that if he doesn't drop his lawsuits, he's going to get hurt financially or worse?
I believe I did say that to Chuck.
Nothing further.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Now, following up on that last question, what did you mean by he would get hurt financially or worse? What were you referring to?
Well, it's been my experience and I'm 63, the people that I've noticed that get entangled into
Oh
lawsuits.
no, I got him.
They
Did you?
they suffer. They suffer from a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, but they suffer from the expense of an attorney, and then on top of that, any kind of judgments.
Sexually.
I thought that I was advising Chuck against getting involved in a lawsuit. I didn't think that it warranted a lawsuit, and I just felt like, who wants to go get in a lawsuit and then risk whatever consequences? It just doesn't make any sense. No, I've never sued anybody. I've probably had cause to do that, but it's not something I will do. And I would advise anybody, especially a friend like Chuck or Tim, hey, steer away from that. This is not necessary. And, at least that's how I perceived it. And so if I perceived that my neighbor is going down a path that might be risky or dangerous, yeah, of course, I would just say, hey, don't do that. I don't think it's smart.
And Mr. Grody asked you questions about speaking to me during trial. Is that correct?
One more time.
Mr. Grody asked you if you spoke to me since trial had begun, correct?
Yes, sir.
And we'd spoken coordinating your appearance, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did I ever tell you what anyone had said in the courthouse?
Never.
And you testified about bad behavior by both parties, correct?
Yeah.
And in regard to Chuck Goebel, one of your concern about the bad behavior was this easement that he claimed he had on the property, correct?
Yeah, I felt like, I talked to Chuck about this. The behavior is Tim got his permit. Tim put in a porta potty. Tim put in a temporary driveway. Tim put in footings. He was well underway. He's probably $100,000 into it. And then Chuck goes across and says, you can't do that. And for me, I thought, well, the time to say you can't do that is the DRC would have sent out a notice to all neighbors that if you object to something.
Who objected? I don't know. Who objected?
Objection.
It's responding to the question.
Okay, you'll get a chance to cross-examine him on what.
Oh,
he
that's
knew
a good
and
point.
about some of these things. So go.
Wait, so there would have been a notice to all the neighbors about the project that was coming up because he would have had to get approval by the community. So
To do a
why didn't-
garage.
Yeah. By the homeowners association or whatever they're part of. Because you have to,
Really?
there's rules and shit, yeah. If you're in one, yeah.
Okay.
So, wow, that's a good point. He should have objected way before then.
Okay, so yes, but did he know that the boundary was wrong at that point.
I don't think so.
So
He-
therefore,
his
he would have had no
testimony is he
reason to
didn't
object.
know. Oh no, the plaintiff should have seen it and known. The defendant did not know there was a restriction on his property.
So, because I mean, this all like I feel like the wrong person's being sued because whoever drew up the deed, like whoever
Yeah, well,
did the surveying, like there's something wrong with where the boundary's drawn, right?
well, it's not the boundary, but the restriction that was put on the deed,
Yeah,
making it so they can't build on the property line.
yeah. Okay, so they're both under a misunderstanding as to where they can build, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
neither of their faults.
Correct, but the guy, I guess, that you're suggesting to sue is currently in prison, so
Well, okay. So what? Just sue someone else? Can't sue the dude in prison.
So
sue
you were saying
someone
about
else.
the DRC?
Yeah, when I
What-
put in
what is
my,
that?
sir,
What is the DRC?
it's a design review committee of Heritage Club. It's an architectural, everything that you do in Heritage Club, to include any kind of covenants or restrictions on your lot, still has to be
Oh, wow,
approved
have
by
a
the
reason
DRC.
then.
When I put in my garage, the DRC sent letters to all my
going on?
neighbors and solicited them for any objections. So no neighbors objected. I got people on my left and on my right and across the street. So I really felt like the timing of the objection that Chuck was exercising was poor. And it didn't make any sense to me because I felt like, anybody that's making a $300,000-$400,000 investment in their property is good for the entire community.
And are you familiar that the Heritage Club has a declaration of covenants, conditions, restrictions, easements, and liens?
Yes.
And is it your understanding, may I approach on? This is, show you, Plaintiff Exhibit 19. Did you recognize that?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
This is a rule book.
Rule book for what?
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, approach. First of all, you keep referring to this as an easement. An easement is something that grants a right to someone. We're dealing with a restriction in this case. There is a difference. A restriction says you can't do this. And it's in evidence. That's what he has. He has a restriction. So it's not
like the
really
last
fair
hooker I saw.
to use a term saying he's granting someone something.
There were no easements. There
I
was a
just
lot of
wanna correct that
restrictions,
here.
though.
Well, I believe that what the deed says is that he can grant it or not grant it.
Well, you can argue that if it
Fine,
comes up.
yeah,
but-
I don't want to use the wrong term, Your Honor.
Okay, now let's approach.
Mad, stop it. No spoilers. Stop. Stop.
And Mr. Knott, there is an HOA that covers you even though these are single-family homes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our HOA is legit. Yeah.
And there's a permit process if you want to make a change.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And you said that part of that process is notification to the neighbors.
Yes.
And Mr. Grody asked you about a affidavit that you filed in one of these cases.
Okay.
And I'd ask you to take a look at that. We'll mark that as defendant's next in order, I believe is I, Your Honor.
Yeah. So this was back in March of 2022 and basically made an affidavit that said Timothy J. Hopkins did not threaten to kill petitioner or petitioner has claimed, as petitioner's claimed. And I didn't hear a threat. I don't remember a threat. And that's something that if a threat would have been made, like I said, I would have defended Chuck.
And have you ever told Chuck to run anywhere?
I don't think I'd ever tell Chuck to run.
Okay.
And
And
you know, I'm not going to play two sides of the fence here, guys. I'm definitely not going to say derogatory statements about either one of
Objection,
them.
Your Honor.
Just respond to his question.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
He is Ned Flanders.
The plaintiff's lawyer is an idiot. The witness is saying, you know, I'm not going to say anything derogatory about either one of them. Objection. Why would you object to that? He just said he's not going to say anything bad about your client.
He's a douche.
Like, yeah, technically you can object within the rules, yes. But why? That just looks bad. It's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And have you ever told anyone that you don't know what Tim Hopkins is capable of?
No.
And
Tim
do
is
you
not
think
dangerous.
Walking?
Tim is just an ordinary man. He's a bodybuilder. He's formidable. He's a big dude. But he's not dangerous at all. I'm dangerous. I'm a 5th degree black belt. Nobody in here would be scared of me. I'm just walking around. But Tim is not dangerous.
And he now has a above the knee prosthetic leg as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Nothing else. Thank you.
Great.
Yes,
We
sir.
cross. It's almost done. One more set of
Yes,
questions.
sir. Thank you.
It's almost done. Looked over and one of the jurors was tying to
Nothing further from the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you very much for your service.
All right.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. And then
Okay, we're going to get to the verdict now. And yeah, MLS sent me the message he sent to Meg today. So
Oh, he sent you the
called-
message he sent
yeah,
to
he
me.
recorded it and sent it to me as proof.
Right, like you didn't already have it.
No. Well, Dave called Meg. Oh, I see what you're saying. Funny. Yeah. My phone was ringing at the same time.
Yeah, and we all believe this thing about you working in a brow factory.
Okay, so we're going to get to the verdict now. Let's get these goobers over with.
Oh, is this the verdict?
Yep.
Oh, everyone get ready.
They were out like 4 hours, I think, Scott.
Really?
Yeah, they were out a while. And like, well, here, you can see. So it's what, minus 224. So you can just see them all.
So,
like,
guys, all right. So before we get the verdict, if you were a juror, what would you do? So maybe we should do a poll. Because I would tell them all to just fuck right off.
yeah.
Everybody, fuck right off. The whole lot of you. You're all rich enough. You can pay your own lawyers. Just fuck off.
Yeah, they just sat there for hours. Just. I'm pretty sure he was looking up my stream of him.
Who?
The plaintiff. He's on his
But that
phone
would have
for
been
hours.
Right. Now he could not resist saying something. If he was looking at the stream, he would say something.
Yeah, that's true.
He's-
I do wonder.
He
if
would just
the,
freak out.
I would. I do wonder if any of the lawyers watched, because I looked and there was nobody else streaming this.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they looked and like, oh, and I'm like, kind of would feel bad because I'm like the worst person they should be taking advice from when it comes to what the public is thinking. Because I'm a contrarian and will have a completely different opinion from most
Well,
people.
Yeah, but also Chad as well. Like we
true.
all think the same thing pretty much as you. Like we're all like, you guys suck.
Yeah.
I think generally the public would think that this is all stupid.
Yeah.
Usually we disagree with the public, like Joe
True.
Public, we disagree with them. But I think that I think most people would think this is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like they'd be
Yeah.
mad at us for calling them tards and that, and making fun
Well, yeah.
of like the dude in the wheelchair, etc., and their sexual problems. But
Yeah, I wasn't
apart
as
from
sensitive
that,
as I could have been.
no, we weren't sensitive.
No.
No, we were very politically incorrect. However, I think our take on it has been probably what
That's
most
fair.
people's would be. Yeah, we were equally mean to everyone, Brad. Yeah,
I was. That is true.
yeah. Because they were all equally tardy.
Yeah. His PTSD properly got 5 times worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's gonna
I
need
made
even more
fun of the
therapy.
defendant not really being threatening to the plaintiff, and made fun of the plaintiff for being afraid of a guy in a wheelchair.
That was a death threat? Really? And that is
Yeah.
why, like, your dick doesn't work? Really?
Yeah.
Hopkins
Yeah, should throw a tube of testosterone cream at the wife when he leaves.
Yeah, so chat, what would you do? Would you give them any money? Who would you have win?
I'll set up a poll.
Yeah, do that.
Engage with your audience. What is your diagnosis? So what should the verdict options be? Liable with damages?
No, there's no countersuit. I've got to give that to wheelchairman. Like, you'd think he would countersuit just to be a prick,
Yeah.
but he's not. So that works in his favor. And he left. Like, he sold his house and left.
Yeah. He tried to get away from them.
He wheeled out of the situation, not walked out of the situation. He
Well,
wheeled out of the situation.
yeah.
So, I mean, whilst the whole Free Purple Lambo website and all that was very antagonistic, I feel like he was the bigger man.
And there was like only 100 people saw it.
Really?
I think that's what Scott said. I forget how many, but not many.
That can't be, because there was it was on the front of the Cincinnati Enquirer.
Maybe.
Whether people actually went to the website or not, it's kind of neither here nor there, because it made the papers.
True.
So that people didn't have to actually go to the website to know what was going on.
True.
Whilst people are voting, do you want to see the?
Yeah.
There's a Facebook post. Hang on.
I just love, like, Scott and I were just tuning in all verdict watch, and they were just like going around. At one point, the plaintiff goes and takes the defense lawyer's chair and replaces it with a different one. We aren't sure what that's about. Oh, and the judge did rule in the directed verdict that the paper was not defamatory. So he kicked one of the things out. So he got one of the directed verdicts granted.
Hang on, where did I put it? He got one of the directed verdicts granted. Really?
Yep. Yeah. Look at them all just going there. They live like 15 minutes away. Don't insult me, David. You find it? Oh, real quick, David, do you charge clients when you're waiting for a verdict like this? because they got like 4 hours there just doing nothing but waiting.
I would.
Well, they should be charging hazard pay, but that's just for dealing with him.
Mm.
Are you still trying to pull it up?
Well, it was. I can see it. It's just. It's not. It's almost like it got pulled down in the last minute. I'm just wondering if that happened. Like,
What
it's
was it?
there. It's just it doesn't have the comments and stuff on it that it had before.
Damn.
See, I sent you the link to it. See if you can bring it up.
Well, I did, but I didn't see anything in there. It was just the Facebook search top free purple Lambo. Oh, wait.
Okay. Well,
Oh, no. I think so. No, I got the politics, I think. Okay. This was written by Tim Hopkins.
got it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now I just realized that's kind of ironic. His last name is Hop in it. Get it? I bet he'd be a great server at IHOP.
Stop it.
I am disabled small business owner, confined to a wheelchair 18 hours a day. Thomas Grossman and Charles Diane Goebel are maliciously harassing my family. All for $54,000. Grossman and Goebbels made up a death threat to obtain leverage in a bogus real estate matter to leverage me into paying them $54,000 to leave me alone. However, they had darker intentions to cover their tracks by submitting audio, video evidence of my purple Lamborghini exhaust by adjusting the audio to make it completely inaccurate and not what human ear could or would hear. That is forensic expert speak for monkey business. I was incarcerated and tortured for 4 days because of their conduct. Yes, tortured and forced from my ADA compliant residence physical therapy center. I filed a criminal complaint with Mason Police and received no response. I filed a criminal complaint with David Fornshell, head Warren County prosecutor, and was told not to contact him again. He did nothing. I believe anyone who knows about the government corruption understands the inside baseball that goes on in Mason and Warren County. I no longer reside in Mason or Warren County, but understand a primary occurs on May 3rd. I encourage all of you to share this message with your network. This way people make an informed decision. I encourage the citizens of Warren County to remove the gross men. That's clever. And women who seek public office for their own financial gain. All my statements are backed up by evidence on freepurplelambo.com. We got some thumbs up and laughy faces.
Some laughy faces. They're always passive aggressive, those laughy faces.
Always.
Yeah.
Mark Kramer.
Who's Mark Kramer?
Tom Gross. Ew, grody. Man and his corrupt wife are career politician scumbags. They do not deserve to live in the great city of Mason. They try to work backhand deals with their developer friends for financial kickbacks. Tom used his own wife as a vehicle to continue his political nonsense during the COVID era. Righteous bucks. where the community finally tuned in and saw what was happening. As such, her entire regime was taken down by real council member, and she was replaced by a real mayor with real concern for the city they represent. They are liars. They are cheats. They hate small business that they don't personally profit from. But more than that, they love the big businesses that line their pockets in return for political maneuvering. There is corruption. There is stupidity. And just when you think it can't get any worse, there are the grody mans. It sucks to hear that this poor man was treated like this. I wish I could say it comes as a surprise, though. The Grossmans would do this to their own immediate family if it meant political gain or financial improvement. Kathy Moffat. Ooh.
Who's that?
Ooh, she's a cutie pie. You and your husband are the absolute lowest of low.
Oh,
she sits on a toffet.
She does.
And then Gail was like, "Rule state, no politics allowed here." And then Randy's
wait.
like, "No,
I've got more.
local
I've got more.
politics is allowed."
Wait. I found the other one. And this is from The Sun. The Mason police arrested my dad, blah, blah, blah. Do you really think that this is what publicity your family wants? A quick Goog indicates your dad is no stranger to lawsuits. I think I'd keep my dirt private, but maybe I'm missing something. The only people that have sued my dad is these people, and every time it was for bogus reasons, and the lawyer for them is the city commissioner and his wife was the mayor. He has to go public because the city is trying to cover it up. Maybe go back and read the website. Oh, wow. I have no interest in reading the website. I was simply giving advice that you clearly choose not to take. Good luck, man. If that your rate is too loud, I'll buy it. What the hell?
All right.
All right.
His car.
Look at there's 52 comments here.
Wow.
2 dudes decide to compare the size of their depositions.
All right, let's get to the verdict.
Yeah, let's go.
How much to get to the verdict? I have things to see and people to do. All right, Dave.
Yeah.
So we'll just watch him for another hour.
Off you go.
Oh, wait. Oops, I shared the wrong one. Sorry. No. Ah, here it is.
And how did the poll end up?
Not liable at all, 59%. 35% $1 symbolic, and 6% liable with damages.
Okay.
David, thank you. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, David. That was very nice of you. Ooh.
We got all this effort to find all that gossip for you, and you don't care.
I do care. That was good.
No,
that was
not
juicy.
you. Chat doesn't care.
I know. Oh, look at them. Okay. Here we go. So, does the defendant have a leg to stand on? We shall soon find out. Ah, there he is. Oh, he's a thirsty boy. Look at him. Gotta wipe his mouth.
Ew.
Probably got some leg schmutz on his arm. affidavit.
Court is back in session. You can be seated.
Okay, we are on the record. Goebel versus Hopkins.
Tard v. Tard.
4:26 PM. The jury is present. Counsel and the parties are present, with the exception that Mr. McMurtry had to leave. So Mr. Grody is here.
Grody.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Grody.
Yes.
Could you please hand the verdict to the bailiff?
Gag me with a spoon.
Thank you.
Hey, here we are. I hope the forms are okay.
Be patient with me, please. I have to read over all this to make sure it's in order.
Today, Junior. Good Lord, does he have to move his mouth when he reads too?
Okay, the verdict form is signed by once.
Someone not sign it.
Verdict forms are signed by all 8 members of the jury.
Yay!
Jury interrogatory number 1. Did you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant Timothy Hopkins made statements on freepurplelambo.com website that were about plaintiff Charles Goebel were false and were published to one or more persons other than the plaintiff? The jury has answered yes. The next question, do you find by greater weight of the evidence that the defendant Timothy J. Hopkins made statements on freepurplelambo.com website that were about plaintiff Diane Goebel were false and were published to one or more persons other than plaintiff Charles Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Jury interrogatory number 2. Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant Timothy J. Hopkins acted negligently in making the statements on the freepurplelambo.com website about plaintiff Charles Goebel? The answer to that question is yes.
What?
Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant Timothy J. Hopkins acted negligently in making the statements on the freepurplelambo.com website about plaintiff Diane Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Jury interrogatory number 3. Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant Timothy J. Hopkins acted with actual malice in making the statements on the freepurplelambo.com website about plaintiff Charles Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant Timothy J. Hopkins acted with actual malice in making the statements on the freepurplelambo.com website about plaintiff Diane Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Jury interrogatory number 4. Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that Timothy J. Hopkins made statements on Facebook 2 that were about plaintiff Charles Goebel were false and were published to one or more persons other than plaintiff Charles Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that the defendant, Timothy J. Hopkins, made statements on Facebook that were about plaintiff Diane Goebel were false and were published to one or more persons other than plaintiff Charles Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Jury interrogatory number 5. Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that defendant Timothy J. Hopkins acted negligently in making statements on Facebook about plaintiff Charles Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that defendant Timothy J. Hopkins acted negligently in making statements on Facebook about plaintiff Diane Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Jury interrogatory number 6. Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant, Timothy J. Hopkins, acted with actual malice in making the statements on Facebook about plaintiff Charles Goebel? The answer to that question is yes.
Oh my God.
Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant, Timothy J. Hopkins, acted with actual malice in making the statements on Facebook about plaintiff Diane Goebel? The answer to that question is yes. Jury interrogatory number 7. If you answered yes in interrogatory number 2, in a moment, Brandy. If you answered yes to interrogatory number 2, please state the amount of actual damages which the plaintiff Charles Goebel and or plaintiff Diane Goebel is entitled based upon defendant Timothy J. Hopkins' statements on freepurplelambo.com website for mental anguish, pain and suffering, loss of society and companionship. Charles Goebel, $125,000.
Oh,
Diane
bullshit.
Goebel, $125,000. Jury interrogatory number 8. If you answered yes to interrogatory number 3, then please state the amount of damages to which plaintiff Charles and Diane Goebel are entitled based upon Timothy J. Hopkins' statements on freepurplelambo.com website. Injury to plaintiff's reputation, including exposure to or public hatred, contempt, ridicule, shame, and disgrace. Charles Goebel, $250,000. Diane Goebel, $250,000. Jury interrogatory number 9. If you answered yes to interrogatory number 5, please state the amount of actual damages which plaintiff Charles Goebel and or plaintiff Diane Goebel is entitled based upon defendant Timothy J. Hopkins' statements on Facebook, mental anguish, pain and suffering, loss of society, companionship, and friendship. Charles Goebel, $125,000. Diane Goebel, $125,000.
Look at a vomit.
Jury interrogatory number 10. If you answered yes to interrogatory number 6, please state the amount of damages to which
Pay for a lot of testosterone cream.
Goebel are entitled based upon defendant Timothy J. Hopkins' statements on Facebook. Injury to plaintiff's reputation, including exposure to public hatred, contempt, ridicule, shame, and disgrace. Charles Goebel, $250,000. Diane Goebel, $250,000. Jury interrogatory number 11. Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant Timothy J. Hopkins intentionally or recklessly acted in an extreme and outrageous manner so as to cause serious emotional distress
This verdict is
plaintiff Charles
outrageous.
Goebel? The answer to that question is no.
Oh.
Jury interrogatory number 12.
So 1.
Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that plaintiff Charles Goebel suffered severe emotional distress due to the conduct of Timothy J. Hopkins? The answer to that question is no.
Ah! That's something at least.
Jury, there's no response required on number 13. Jury interrogatory number 14. Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that the plaintiff, Diane Goebel, suffered a loss of consortium due to the acts of
say
defendant
no.
Timothy J. Hopkins? The answer to that question is no.
Yes. Son
To
of Diane.
interrogatory number 15, if you answered yes to
Can't blame your sex
interrogatory
life
number
on him.
14, please state an amount of damages to which plaintiff Diane Goebel was entitled solely as an issue of loss of consortium. That's a 0.
Oh, no loss of consortium. Hey, dry cooters, your own
Form
problem.
A. We, the jury, being duly impaneled, sworn, or affirmed, find in favor of the plaintiff Charles Goebel for defamation and do assess and determine the damages owing to him from the defendant Timothy Hopkins as follows. Total compensatory damages, $750,000.
Jesus.
We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, find in favor of the plaintiff Diane Goebel for defamation and do assess and determine damages owing to him from defendant Timothy Hopkins as follows. Total compensatory damages, $750,000.
Fuck off.
This is so retarded.
There's no, nothing on verdict form B. Verdict form C, total compensatory damages, $0. Verdict form D is not filled out. Verdict form E, $0. Verdict form F, nothing filled out on that. Counsel approach, please. We're good.
How's your First Amendment now?
Like, none of this. Oh, there's more. Oh, God. This is ridiculous. God. Now I'm all bummed out. Like, how the hell do you see him getting millions of dollars in damages? Like, in what possible world could... He's a freaking out-of-work dentist who's retired. He's a retired dentist who stays at home all day, goes on vacation to manage his stress. Mavka.
Darling, it's all your fault.
You're the one that wanted me to cover the kid trial.
Yeah, Jim Cox, 1A doesn't mean you can defame people. I just not
But
sure.
there also have to be damages.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing, and maybe it's because I haven't followed this 100%. Obviously the jury's decided that this is defamation.
Yeah.
I am not sure whether or not it's truly defamation. I suppose like they've decided it is, but
Yeah.
so there's false statements that
Yeah.
obviously the jury's decided are have caused him emotional distress, loss of reputation, blah blah blah. What are the false statements exactly? Are they statements of him being involved in some sort of extortion? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And the wife too.
Yeah, a
What
lot
are
of
the
them work
false
for the wife
statements?
too. I know he called her a whore, but for all
Okay.
we know, she is. But yeah, his PTSD stuff, that's really...
I mean, you can make an allegation at somebody, can't you? Like you can have an opinion about somebody. You can't say that they definitely are something.
Yeah. Oh, she was mentioned. Charles Diane Goebel or maliciously... Or no. Oh yeah, Charles and Diane Goebel are maliciously harassing my family. So, because her name's in there. Sorry, Irish. Good thing there's two bailiffs there.
Some things that still need to be done. Um,
Oh,
verdict
good job,
forms
jurors.
D and F. There is a finding for Mr. Hopkins on the
What?
intentional infliction of emotional distress. And one of these, verdict form D and F need to be completed, finding for the defendant in those cases. And then we'll bring you back in here in just a few minutes with some more instructions. But for now, I'm going to have them go back and complete the verdict form. For now, we'll bring everyone. I'm going to have them go back and
God, there's 2 freaking bailiffs there.
instructions. But for now, I'm going to have them.
Yeah, well, at least 2, maybe 3. Now 2. Good
Well, you
Lord.
never know. Like, he might try to escape.
Yeah.
Mm.
Might throw his other leg at him.
Go back and complete the verdict form D and F. Everyone's in agreement on that, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Please rise.
There aren't bailiffs, there are deputies. Okay.
I need to go back and read the website carefully because, yeah, kind of like what Maddie's saying about not flat out saying someone is something, but saying that you think that they might be something.
Yeah.
Right. So does the website say flat out that Chuck here did extort money? If that's the case, yeah, that is defamation if it's not true.
I mean, if by extorting means you accepted a settlement to drop it, that's not really considered extortion under the law.
Well, and
But
also
you can still
it has
feel
to
like
be-
it's extortion.
Well, I mean, the jury only had to be convinced 51% on some of the accounts. And as David pointed out, it's more like 75% on some of the other counts. And if you did notice, some of the counts were clear and convincing evidence, which is further up ladder of standards of proof. And I don't think I've ever witnessed a trial where there is clear and convincing evidence being one of the standards of proof. It's usually for civil trials, it's a 51% preponderance of the evidence. So yeah, it was interesting to note that. Nito asked Tucker. Oh, good on you, Nit.
You can be seated. The jury foreman.
I made friends with Kurt last night.
Oh, fuck off.
That was so weird. I don't know what the hell that was.
He was trying to flirt with Lana.
Yeah, I know. But I'm guessing he was drunk, but
it was so gross.
And then like immediately got depressed and left. He's like Eeyore.
No one was being nice to him. So
I was.
He knew who you were.
No, he didn't. Oh, well, he didn't recognize me because he talked to me.
Yeah.
I asked him how his working out was going.
That's right.
And he's like, "Oh, great. I need to get back to the gym."
That's right.
Yeah.
So I was being contrarian to him like I always am.
Yeah.
And a few other people were.
He's blocked me on his channel, but I guess he hasn't blocked me as a user on YouTube.
Yeah. But he realized that people weren't sucking up to him because he just kept talking and no one was responding. And then he left.
Verdict form A remains the same. Verdict form C.
Melanie Little.
Really?
Yeah. They make a cute couple.
I thought he liked young women.
has $0 for total compensatory damages for intentional infliction of emotional distress. And
But she looks like a zombie.
yeah,
He'll take what he can get.
verdict form D finds in favor of
He'll take a microwave watermelon.
Timothy Hopkins on the claim of intentional infliction of emotional distress. Verdict form E is 0 compensatory damages for Diane
Are you sure it
Goebel.
has to be living?
And verdict form F, finding in favor of defendant Timothy Hopkins for the loss of consortium claim. That corrects the verdicts in the case based on the interrogatories.
Seriously,
Yes, Judge.
FFS.
And did you say earlier all verdicts are unanimous? Did I hear that correctly?
I'm sorry?
Yes,
Did you say earlier
allegedly.
that all verdicts were unanimous? All verdicts were signed by
Good
eight?
question.
Just a minute.
Very good
Well, there's
question.
a lot of them. So
I think it has to be 7 or...
Can you repeat that?
I apologize. Did you say earlier that all verdicts were unanimous? All verdicts have been signed by
Yes.
eight?
Yes. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
there's only 8 jurors.
But there's
How is
more
8?
work
How
to do
how did 8 people unanimously come to the conclusion
based on the
this
verdicts.
Putz deserves that much money?
You now are going to consider whether you will award punitive damages. Punitive damages, you're not instructed on punitive damages until
I
you
had to go
reach
back
certain
again.
verdicts. Punitive damages
Oh,
are different. I'm going to give the attorneys an opportunity to speak
it's
to
not
you
their money.
on that. And then after they do, you
Unbelievable.
can go back and deliberate on the subject of punitive damages after I've instructed you on it.
That's what you get, jury.
All right, we'll start with counsel.
Normally they're so
Plaintiff.
based, though.
And just like in the original case, plaintiff
Oh,
will
what
have
a
an opportunity to
self-con-
speak with you, defense will have an opportunity to speak with you, then plaintiff will have an opportunity for rebuttal.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ.
May it please the court, counsel. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you. I know that it's a very difficult question that you were asked, how to value someone's
Stop it.
reputation. I think that
Get
that
some
number
help.
is fair. I respect your verdict, even if I do not necessarily agree with it on intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Oh, fuck
The
you.
Goebels understand. We understand. Now you're going to be asked a separate question. If you recall, in your first jury instructions, you were instructed to set aside any thought of punishment. You were to set aside any personal feelings about this case and to render only what will make the Goebels whole. This question's different. Punitive damages comes from the word punishment. That's essentially what this is.
Oh, don't get into
You're going to be
that.
asked two questions.
Oh, my God.
Is there an amount of money that the defendant should have to pay for this behavior? And should he have to pay the Goebels attorney's fees? Only two questions you're going to be asked. Punitive damages are available if you find that the defendant acted with malice when he defamed the Goebels. I'd suggest to
wanna
you that
watch
you've
this
already
circle
decided
jerk?
that.
What?
Technically, you have to go make a separate
wanna watch this
determination of whether
circle
or
No,
not
jerk?
it's the
I
case.
Okay.
no,
Uh,
I don't want.
but
I don't
believe
want to
you've
hear
already
him
decided that to be the
talking about
Yes.
how much they need more money.
Yeah. Freaking juries. They come back
And
today.
and also just like the fact that these people are just standing around after they've received like $1 million from this dude.
You reached the verdict.
It's like no biggie.
Think he's got an erection now?
Just a semi.
Yeah. I bet he's going to be plowing Diana tonight. He can afford a lot of Costco lube.
Okay, Jury interrogatory number 16. Do you find that the plaintiffs, Charles and Diane Goebel, are entitled to an award of punitive damages? That question is answered yes, and it is signed by 6 members of the jury.
Correct.
Jury interrogatory number 17.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Please state the amount of punitive damages to which plaintiff Charles and Diane Goebel are entitled. Punitive damages amount $2,500,000. That is signed. That interrogatory is signed by 6 members of the jury.
What?
Jury interrogatory number 18. Do you find that the plaintiffs Charles and Diane Goebel are entitled to reasonable attorney fees? That question is answered yes. And that is signed by 6 members of the jury.
You know, his lawyer's going to charge an arm and a leg.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a long
Just
week.
a leg.
You've worked very hard, and it's
I'm not sure why you're so retarded.
strenuous. If you need a note for your spouse or family members that you need the weekend off, will
You
be
need a note for your spouse or family members to say you're retarded?
In the meantime, thank you
Sure.
for your service. It's, as I said in the beginning, this is
Can the judge toss
grassroots
some of this?
participation in democracy.
It's worth it to
And
appeal
it
now.
means a lot to the people who are here in the court requesting
Well,
justice.
half of them.
It means a lot to the judges here, and it means a lot to the citizens of this county. When you go back into the jury room, I will come in and spend just a few minutes to see if you have any questions to me. I will also ask you if do you have any interest in speaking with the attorneys, because sometimes they have questions, sometimes it helps them in their
I'm sure the
practice to
defense has a
learn
few
how,
questions.
with the presentations, how a jury saw that, but you don't have to do that. I'll give you the opportunity to leave if you choose, understanding the lateness of the hour.
And that Chuck's creepy.
The jury's now excused. Thank you for your service, and I'll be back in just a minute.
It's like 15 million. Jesus, Johnny Depp got less than this. He's getting more than Johnny Depp did.
What, hang on, no, Johnny Depp got
7 million?
how much are they getting?
Like 15 million.
How?
Because each time he was defamed, it was more.
What? How did it add up to that much? How much?
And then another 2.5 million for the punitive, or the last one.
So it's all
Was it only
times
4
two.
million? Or only 4 million? Okay, they
They
got
got
4
4
million
million.
total. Okay.
Is it times 2 though?
Should have been keeping track as it went.
It might be times 2.
I counted 4 million. Okay. I mean, regardless, Johnny Depp got 7 million, and his career actually was destroyed. Because of Amber
750K
Heard's
each and
statements.
2.5 million. Thank you, Scott. So, see, Scott's on it.
Was it capped? Should have had Sean here, but millions.
I'm
Okay.
sick.
I know. This judge can grant remitter motion. He can basically reduce the verdict by as much as he wants, but plaintiffs could choose to have a new trial just for damages if the judge grants that motion.
Okay, so I have a question, right? So
They won't get more.
If these parties weren't rich, then what would the jury have done?
That's a good point.
Right? Would they have even thought about going up into the millions if the parties were just normal people? I don't think so. Right?
That's a good point.
This is so stupid. Like, they're only
He's got
putting this kind
Lambos
of
and
money
loud
on the
cars
table
and-
because they've got that, because this person has this sort of money,
Yeah.
right?
Please.
I do not believe that the jury would be awarding anywhere near this sort of money if they didn't know that the defendant has money to pay for it.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Like if this was just like under 100,000, it's ridiculous, but fine.
Yeah.
But this is just obscene. Like,
it's obscene.
the judge
is obscene.
specifically instructed them not to consider the finances of the parties when awarding damages. I mean, in theory.
So clearly they have though, like, because there is just no way that they would, like, if it was Dali,
Yeah.
right? If Dali was wheelchair dude, do you think
Yeah.
that they would be putting a judgment of what, $4 million against Dali?
No. I mean, I do have
What's the
defamation
point?
insurance, but
What's the point?
it wouldn't come close to cover. Yeah, it's like it wouldn't come close to covering that, and it would wipe me out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really didn't like Wheelie Man. I mean, I don't know how you can't like him. He's pretty based.
I mean, I can understand not liking but both sides.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how Charles could possibly come off, as a man of the people. Oh, I mean,
it
this
would be
guy
brilliant
is.
if it was Dali.
I mean, how is this guy relatable to the jury? That last face is what he makes when he tries to make love to his wife. The last time he orgasmed, he had that face. But I mean,
I just don't get how this is worth that much money. I just don't get it.
maybe they just hated Wheelie Boy.
How do you even evaluate what this is worth, though, at all? Like, how
I mean,
do lay
did
people
bring
evaluate it?
They did bring in a guy to talk about reputational damage, but I didn't play that testimony, but it was really just stupid. And I mean, right now it's worth it to appeal. Like if it had just been 50 or 100,000, it would not have
Yeah.
been worth the lawyer fees to fight it. But
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
worth the lawyer fees to fight it. So like all they've done is just dragged it on. It's pretty obscene the amount they got. So, and then as Connor says, oh wait, no, other one. Judge can grant remitter motion. He can basically reduce the verdict by as much as he wants, but plaintiffs could choose to have a new trial just for damages. Well, I mean, they're not going to get more than that with a new jury. So, and the new jury could be really petty and say $1. Ugh. All my assets are untouchable. Smart man.
What would have been really smart is if Wheelchair Dude had moved all his assets, all his money to somebody else just prior to all this. Maybe he did.
In Ohio, punitive damages are capped at the lesser of 2 times the amount of compensatory damages, or $350,000. Oh, good Lord. Really wish we had Sean here, but they can try to settle their right. That's what, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard did in the end. Amber didn't have to pay it at all. Or I think she paid $1 million. They settled for $1 million, I think, and dropped it. They can settle. I just don't see the plaintiff, like, it was in Johnny Depp's interest to drop it. He got the win. He cared about his reputation more than the money. Whereas the plaintiff, I think, is at the point where he just wants to screw over the defendant no matter what. So total should be, okay, 1.85. Well, this is bumming me out.
Well, it was a fun trial until then.
I know, right?
Yeah. Whereas Sean, he's probably taking Clyde to tennis lessons.
Well, we'll try to do a more fun trial next week.
No, that was great. I really enjoyed it, except for the end.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Thank
they were
you for
just
doing it.
spazzes.
They were absolute spazzes.
I know. I know.
Cool.
Civil cases.
Civil cases are just dirty and shitty and retarded, and I
Yeah.
love them.
Right, Junior? Right? Yeah? I think this is stupid too, huh? There's a yes, Louise. There's a lot coming up. Buckle up. Make sure you are subbed. Yes, we've we got a calendar all coordinated now, keeping track of stuff that's coming up for trials and fun cases. The pro se guy I did a couple weeks ago was back today, but it was a really short trial. It was for failure to stop or something like that. He like revoked his guilty plea and decided to take it to trial. Track and Buster. Oh, yes. I am Buster Robbins, the guy in. Can't we do it normal? No. Why
Did you change all things to
No,
circles?
I didn't want to.
Well, you did.
Well, okay, I'll change it back. That's annoying. We know it says rectangle and
There.
can you fix it? Fix it for me while I talk.
Please?
Please. God.
Jesus Christ, manners.
Buster Robbins was accused beginning of this year of a cold case, rape and murder from 1989. So this old guy, he's like 69, 70, gets arrested. Looks like he's a grandfather. And they basically have DNA that they ran, eventually got the DNA. But some of the evidence against him, they don't really have a lot for that case. But when they arrested him and searched, they found a whole bunch of shady stuff. Like he is, my understanding of it is he is not a good guy. But the main case for the 1980, and the probable cause hearing, yeah, there was DNA, but it could have been consensual. She could have just had sex with him beforehand. So the judge denied probable cause to go forward. Which, okay. But the prosecutor appealed it. The judge kept him in jail while the prosecutor appealed it. And then he was overturned and the case went forward. And now he's supposed to go to trial in February. I need to get David the information. Thank you. Because I tried to get access to the probable cause hearing, but was turned down. They were like, oh, well, you can come in and record it, but we won't turn the Zoom on. So maybe they'll do it for trial, or I'll see if David can maybe talk to him and work his magic. That's going to be really interesting because it's crazy. Like somebody 30 years later has just lived their life, their grandfather, and all of a sudden they're arrested around Christmas time. But that's February. Next week, we've got, I think, another prison case. Louise Demon, for assault. That one looks kind of fun. There was a couple. I'm not going to give everything away. I want to keep some surprises, but we've got a bunch on the calendar right now. There was an election fraud case that's going forward in January. That's interesting. This person was canvassing voters or signatures to like get something on the ballot. And when they were going through, they realized, some of these signatures don't really look right. So they went and contacted the people, and the people were like, yeah, we didn't sign this. So the person allegedly was just forging the signatures to fill out the petition to get on the ballot. So it's like 24 counts of election tampering, stuff like that. But okay, demons next week. Hella, what do you have coming up?
I don't know.
Do you want to, you'll look into that thing I sent you today?
Well, it's only 7 minutes.
I know, but it's still really funny.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
okay.
He's a card.
Yeah, okay. So apparently, what's his name? Blandino.
Yeah.
Is back being pro se again.
Yeah,
so,
I saw it. I was at the gas station, saw it, and like just sat there in the car watching the whole thing.
Yep.
Just laughing my ass off at it. The judge is just like, the judge says within 10 seconds, "Why are you already arguing with me?" The first thing he does is argue about which table to sit at.
What judge is it?
The same one as last time.
Levitt.
Yeah, Levitt.
Yeah.
Does Hella need cases? Hella's got some stuff coming up, but that is something I'm trying to get her into doing.
Yeah, Blandino again. Yes. We love Blandino. We love Mr. Kim. Yeah. So yeah, I might run something on Mr. Kim soon. And
it's always fun because he pops into comments after.
He does. You never know. He might be there for live chat.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
He likes to Google his name.
He does. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really able to run a whole trial or anything like that at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, my health at the moment is just not up to it. So I can only sort of stream like a couple days a week. So that's, it's not really something I can do, but I can do sort of like short hearings and updates on big cases and stuff like that. So we'll see. I might run that Blandino thing and do an update on the David case soon. And we'll see what else is happening. But I'll probably see you guys on your Sunday.
Cool.
Most likely. Yeah.
So I'll be back probably Tuesday, maybe Monday or Tuesday, for another trial. So we'll see what's going on. Try to pick something. Yeah. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, apart from the ending there. Nick's live.
Stop it, Mavka. It's okay. Let's call it the Celeste case then, shall we? Right? You're so contrarian. If it weren't for the fact that I'm also contrarian, I'd be annoyed at you.
So I'm just setting up a redirect now.
David's lawyer got arrested, didn't he? What? Since when?
Really?
For what? Okay, well, I need to catch up then, because
Wait, David got
No.
arrested? Oh, his
No.
lawyer. Oh, yeah, I got excited for a second.
his lawyer is a she. Yeah, his lawyer's a she. His lawyer's very
Oh,
good,
how
very
modern.
well known. That's what you heard last night. All right, I need to look into that.
Okay, I'm going to redirect over to Nick. He's going right now, so not sure what he's covering, but doing his Friday stream, so should be fun. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. This has been a lot of fun. Not the verdict, but you know, it is what it is. I will keep updates on this because they post civil trial dockets, so I should be able to see any motions that are filed now. And don't forget to hit the like and don't throw dog poo, chat.
Cat poo's all right.
Cat poo's okay, but dog poo, no.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, yes, and court roulette at 10 Eastern Monday. Bye. Bye, Cat.
Where are we going?
Nick Starro.
Okay, thank you.
I told you.
You didn't.
Yes, I did.
No.